betmoneyhoney.com. That's betmoneyhoney.com.
Listen to UNLV Sports right here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN, Las Vegas. Live from the Findlay Toyota Studios, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, here we go. Cofield and Company here on a Thursday at the Findlay Toyota Studios. James is running the show. Adam Hill is the company today, so lots of Raiders talk throughout as Raiders camp has started up. Football every day here throughout August, really throughout the football season, as we'll hit both Raiders camp multiple times today and UNLV camp. I was out at UNLV today. Adam Hill was out at Raiders. So give me the vibe. Give me the vibe. We got a I feel like the Kirk Cousins thing to me is very interesting because that quarterback and waiting deal kind of hovers above the whole thing. I know there is zero doubt, right, that Cousins is the guy for week one and for a while.
I don't know if there's zero doubt. I think if Fernando went out and, dominated in preseason and, is the clear better quarterback in training camp, like, it's possible. I think, part of it, not that he had assurances, but I don't think Kirk Cousins would have signed here if he didn't think he was going to be the starter or wasn't told he has a legitimate chance to be the starter. I think they wanted to be the starter. And I think also if you look at the schedule, like, one thing is once you go to Mendoza is the quarterback. And the first half of the season is pretty brutal for the Raiders.
It's unreal.
So if he's just battling through it and he's, just getting beat up every week and they're on, 1-7, 2-6, something like that, and he's really struggling, it's a problem. And I think they know that. I think that, from the day the schedule came out, they were looking at it and saying, okay, this is kind of how the plan goes. I think they wanted a different bye week so that they could have a more natural spot, maybe even a Thursday game so you can have a mini bye.
Bye week is when?
13.
So that's way into the season. So
yeah.
7-8 would have been ideal.
Yeah. And so there's nowhere natural on the schedule to make the change. But I just think the way the first half of the season goes, if you're going to take your lumps because, the schedule is so brutal, I think you'd rather have Cousins taking those lumps than Mendoza. And let's just say Kirk Cousins is a better player right now. There's no doubt about that. Like, you can't make the argument that Fernando Mendoza is a better player right now. So if you want to play the best guy, you have to play Cousins.
So aside from that, how would you counter? I've heard Jeff Schwartz say it, who does not cover the Raiders. I've heard J-Mac, who's filling in. He's the sidekick for Colin. He was saying it the other day that, hey, there's nothing to be accomplished by playing Kirk Cousins and not getting Mendoza out there right away.
I don't. First of all, I think you can look back. Obviously, this has been treated both ways by teams in the past. You've thrown guys out there and you've, held them back. Mahomes, a famous example of not playing that first year. You can throw them out there and be, let's not forget, I know it's a favorite topic on the show, like Josh Allen was atrocious year one. Atrocious. But they let him go through it and, he improved from that. You just don't know. I've looked at several kind of studies on this and how it's played out. Like, there's really not a right answer. There's no magic formula to this is what's better. Peyton Manning famously was pretty awful his first year. But they let him go through it and he improved from it. So Mahomes, Manning treated them exact opposite. Both became pretty good. So I don't think that there's any you can't say, well, this is what works, because they both worked and they both failed. I mean, we've seen quarterbacks not work out when they've been thrown in and when they've had a year off.
Who's the quarterback coach they stole from Rutgers? That's Sullivan?
Who's Sully?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought what he said, during OTAs a while back was pretty telling in terms of where Mendoza was. But unfortunately, out of the market, Jeff Schwartz and J-Mac are not going to hear what Mike Sullivan is saying.
Right.
But I thought he laid it out like, hey, there's a lot of work he has to get done before he's ready to go. And he wasn't being mean about it. It was like, hey, here's critical analysis of where Mendoza is right now. He needs to catch up.
Yeah. And look, I mean, he's coming along with it, but we talked about the fact he hasn't taken snaps under center, which you have to do in this offense. He's doing fine right now with it, but it's different in the games. Like, those are things that still has to come around. And I do think more than anything, it is I do think if you play Mendoza, you're throwing the season away. Like this season's, it's not going to be the season at all. And I don't think they'd be, even with Cousins, I think they're probably not going to have a great year, but I think you're just throwing the season away as a developmental year and saying, hey, let's just see if he gets better. But I do think the way the first half of the season sets up, do you kill his confidence? I don't know. Like that's the argument. If you go in and you're playing, the Rams and the Niners and the Broncos, like all these really good defenses back to back to back to back, it's not great.
So Kirk Cousins spoke yesterday, and I wanted to pull a myriad of topics because I think there's some interesting things to hit on here. Q was asking a question of Cousins about the young receivers.
I really like him. Tay was working through a hammy a little bit in the spring, but now he's good to go. So I'm very excited to, see all he can do now. Really like Jack's game. I think he's got really strong hands. He's a great teammate. One of the, when I talk about kind of the locker room at large, Jack would be one of the guys I would say is that. He's just a great person, hard worker, wants to do it right. I see a lot of ability there. And, training camp is about building that rapport to where you can really trust it on game day.
That's a conversation that's interesting. And again, I will point to people from out of the market. I'm not banging on Jeff Schwartz and J-Mac. But like I said, they don't cover the on-the-ground operations of the Raiders. And why is Kirk Cousins starting instead of Mendoza? Well, he brings value in a lot of areas. Like they have to mentally rehab Jack Besh.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the quarterback is going to get a lot of time to spend with Jack Besh, but someone does need to get him going in the right direction. And maybe you were around Kirk Cousins mentoring kids in Michigan. You went for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the kind of guy as a player-led move that will help a second-round pick realize his potential.
Yeah, and, find himself a little bit. I mean, Jack Besh had some moments at the end of last year. He really struggled to get separation at all, but he found himself as he was able to make some contested catches and build a little bit of confidence. And I've talked a little bit about this on the show, but we have gone through some similar things in our life, so we've kind of bonded over it a little bit, just on off the field stuff. And I think he, for those that don't know, he went through a horrible tragedy right before last season, and I think it affected him all year. And there's more than just on the field. If you say, well, he stunk last year, he was overdrafted in the second round. Well, he was going through some stuff and had to kind of figure out, find himself again and all those things. So, I think having a guy like Kirk Cousins who might be able to instill that confidence, that could help. No, could Mendoza too? Sure. I mean, he's loved by teammates and he's been given a lot of accolades and things like that. But I think Kirk Cousins is that type of guy that can help a guy like Jack Besh kind of find himself and put the team in the position where it'll be easier for Mendoza to take over.
There was also the notion like, why spend so much money on a center? Tyler Linderbaum got, top of the market money. Here's Mendoza talking about him.
Be the leader of that room, that group, and he will be. I think he's a great person and player. Another person, when I talk about our locker room that I really like, it's Tyler Linderbaum and the way he goes about his business. So a lot of trust there for me with him, snapping the ball and all that he has to handle. And, it's a lot of pressure off of a quarterback when you feel like your center is going to handle a lot of the IDs, he's going to communicate well to you and to everybody else, is going to, kind of set the tempo as they go in and out of the huddle and get things identified and targeted. So feel really good about Tyler.
What can you tell early on? I mean, it's only been a couple of days of practice with the vets.
Yeah, no pads. So you mean offensive line perspective from, like I said, it's early, but Linderbaum is a guy that is just kind of taking control and he's vocal and like there's a reason, that's a signing that, yes, the front office made it. John Spytek made the signing. He went out and made Linderbaum the highest paid interior offensive lineman ever, but that was a Clint Kubiak request where, Kubiak said, hey, this is a guy that's available. He's a guy that will transform our offense. He will fit perfectly into what we want to do. He will make our entire offensive line better. Like, please go get him. And then the front office went and got him. And so that, you can kind of tell. And, one of the things I talked to Colton Miller about it was in the past, it's been Colton Miller and a bunch of guys. And he's kind of been on his own of being a leader, being around. And the last couple of years, he's not really been in training camp because he's been hurt. So it's just kind of been a group of guys. Now you've not only got a healthy Colton Miller, but Tyler Linderbaum, and you've got two elite players who are also leaders and vocal. And I think it does change when when all of that responsibility is not falling on one guy.
Here's Cousins talking about Kubiak.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways they're the same people, and in all the good ways. I think they are better coaches in the sense that they've learned so much over the last few years, and that was encouraging to just see how much good football they have that they're doing that maybe we weren't doing 4 years ago or 5 years ago. So that's the way it works in this league. Is you just keep getting better, you keep learning new things, you keep evolving, adapting. But I came here because of who Clint and Andrew and Rick Dennison are as people, and that hasn't changed. And so that's a big, encouragement for me to know that I'm with coaches that I really feel good about, and that's a big part of having success in this league.
And then Cousins has immediately noticed who the leader of the franchise is in terms of setting an example, as he talks about Max Crosby.
Yeah, Max, he comes here early, likes to get here early. I didn't know that. So to see kind of his work habits and how hard he works, it's not by accident that he's an all-pro level player. He is another guy in the locker room. You just feel like, he relates well to everybody. He's not aloof. He's hardworking. He's wants to be here, wants to be engaged, brings positive attitude every day. So you just start to see name after name. And when it's some of your better players like a Max or a Tyler, you say, hey, we can work with this. This is good. So feel great about Max, and I'm just a little bit nervous that he's got to respect the red jersey this next few weeks. So we'll try to make sure that happens.
Yeah, we played some Max audio yesterday about going 1,000 miles an hour and coaches and everyone coming up to him, after practice, and they're like, okay,
always an issue.
Yeah, always an issue. Crosby sounded. Listen, I understand training camp Max is pretty consistent, but I thought he sounded very happy. I think he's very pleased about the recovery maybe being, I don't know if it's been quicker, but it sounds like he feels good about it.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going, for what it is, and, without pads and not necessarily 100%. He's going pretty hard, and, as Kirk Cousins said, like, getting in the backfield and not necessarily worrying about if you can hit the quarterback or not. And I think part of him wanting to be 100% right now, and he difference a little bit was he wanted to, week one, already day one of training camp to go 100%.
But we should point out, again, I will reference, this is why Adam Hill is really good on the Raiders. And when you hear outsiders talk about the Raiders, they don't necessarily know all the ins and outs. I've been told by lots of people, Mess and Baltimore didn't work out only because of the injury and the surgery. There were some other factors.
Potentially. I mean, I think that's...
But I understand for him, maybe he hasn't even heard about that stuff. For him, he's like, hey, they didn't believe in me. They thought I was on the other side. So F them. I'm going to show them.
Yeah, and it's a very easy narrative. I mean, Max doesn't necessarily have a lot of doubters anymore like he did. Late pick, Eastern Michigan small school guy. He was, chip on his shoulder guy for a long time, and now everybody says he's so great. It's kind of hard to find people that doubt you. And now you have somebody very publicly, at least, putting doubts on you and saying you can't do this. You're not going to be healthy. You're not going to be able to play. And I think that became a very easy thing to be like, okay, now I'm going to rally around this.
Yeah, my mindset is, I want to be the greatest at what I do, period. I write it in my journal every day. I want to be the best in the world at my job and my profession. And that's why I work the way I work. It's going to take every single one of us. Obviously, it's all about the team. We want to win, and ultimately that's all that matters. So me doing my part and some is something I'm going to push for every single day. And greatness is measured by how many people you inspire. So I want to bring as many guys with me and as many coaches and many people in general that I can, raise their standard and way of, thinking. I feel like ultimately you have, every day you have 24 hours to make a decision. You know what I mean? You could push things down the line, or all right, tomorrow I'll put in that a little bit of extra work, or I'll, maybe next week I'll do the extra running. Like, no, you know what I mean? You got to do it every single day and have that mindset where you're going to have growth on a consistent basis. And I feel like you can accomplish anything in the world. So my mindset coming into this, like I said, like obviously everyone's talking about he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I always got a chip on my shoulder no matter what. So yeah, of course I felt, the whole situation, talked about it a million times. I'm, done talking about it, but yeah, of course there's added motivation, but it's beautiful at the same time. I love being doubted. I love being told I can't do something because I know I'm gonna go to the end of the world and make it happen.
Okay, a couple things. The beginning. Do you write in a journal?
No.
What do you think of it?
Not my thing. Also, based on national news yesterday, I would never keep a journal.
You don't want any record?
No.
The reason I ask is that when I was talking to two of the hometown heroes who play for Hawaii, Jemai Otis and Cam Barfield at Mountain West Conference Media Days, they were very big on talking about writing in their journal and writing down goals. I've been thinking about that more and more. We'll save that. We'll save that for a conversation in a couple of minutes. But that whole thing there about Max sounding happy, being motivated, being doubted. I want, and I think the Raiders need a mostly happy Max Crosby with the organization. Because what I would like to see all of us get by with the Raiders and Crosby is the social media and the podcast as a sounding board. So I hope communication is better. I think he likes the DC a lot. I'm not necessarily a man of faith, but the fact that Kubiak is, I hope that there's maybe different avenues to streamline communication. What do you think? Is communication going to be better so that we don't have episodes?
What does the man of faith have to do with it?
Maybe just a different way of approaching things. Not that Pete Carroll's like a devil worshiper, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, maybe. It also, I don't know that. Like, I think the more likely than not, Max Crosby is a Raider for the season.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a sure thing either. I don't think it's a guarantee. So, I mean, who knows how that plays out at some point down the road, and how, what he would say when he, if and when he does leave. What would he be saying then? I'd be very interested. But yeah, I mean, I think Rob Leonard is the big factor, being his position coach, a guy who he supported, is very close with him, and now is the defensive coordinator. I think that in and of itself is a big development for Max in terms of, being content and having, a very strong advocate for him in that role.
We're off and running. Adam Hill is in. He's the company today. We're going to talk a lot of Raiders. UNLV football is coming up in about 15 minutes. We still have our Lotus Summer of Fun going on, brought to you by Terribles and Baylaw Injury Attorneys and ESPN Las Vegas. Every day we give out a keyword for one of the 8 trips we're giving away. This week's trip is the Grand Canyon and Sedona. It's all to celebrate America 250. You text in the keyword to 702-364-1100. Keyword today is country, like country music, or the country, United States of America. Country is the keyword. 702-364-1100 for the Lotus Summer of Fun.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Baylaw text line. 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Baylaw Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
Hey, Jeff, how's the new job working out?
Really sucks. Terrible boss, and the paycheck is even worse. I gotta get a new job.
Truck you.
Wait, what?
Truck you.
You don't have to curse at me.
Dude, you should check out Truck You CDL training. My brother got his CDL license in 4 weeks, and now he has a new career making great money.
Okay, I'm listening.
Truck You offers small classes with night and weekend times available. They will even help with payment programs. Check them out. Truck, the letter U, LV.com. Truck You.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 877-1500.
Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney.
Celebrate America's 250th birthday with an exclusive deal this month at Findlay Volkswagen Henderson. Drive home a new 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan S front-wheel drive for just $250 a month plus tax. Works. You can enjoy Volkswagen quality, safety, and style all summer long. Whether you're heading to the fireworks or your next road trip, the Tiguan is ready. Come find your vibe at Finley Volkswagen Henderson, Nevada's #1 Volkswagen dealer. 2026 Tiguan S four-wheel drive, 4550 at signing, $250 per month plus tax for 36 months, 7,500 miles per year. OAC through Volkswagen Financial Services. Offer expires July 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Finley Volkswagen.
You wouldn't put your life savings into a slot machine, so why keep it at a big bank where every month can feel like a gamble? At One Nevada Credit Union, we aren't playing games with your money. You get stability, local service, and better rates. Stop pulling the lever and hoping for the best. Switch to One Nevada Credit Union. Don't gamble with big banks. Federally insured by NCUA.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you need to sell your house,
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
you want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Hey, Nevada, it's Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. Let's have some fun, people. When it's time to sell, nobody negotiates harder or gets you top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help you with repairs, moving, bills. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? Who does? We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing, just a straightforward offer. And in many cases, people, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. For more than 30 years, the Real Estate Guy team has been one of Nevada's most trusted names in real estate. Over 8,000 families helped, more than $2 billion sold. So call the Real Estate Guy today, 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty license number 38886. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Raider Nation football's back. Join us August 11th at Allegiant Stadium for Raiders Open Practice. See the team in action and get ready for kickoff. Tickets are just $5, benefiting the Raiders Foundation. Get yours now at Raiders.com/open practice.
Technology never stands still. And neither does Les Olson IT. For 70 years and counting, we've helped businesses adapt, grow, and stay secure through every change. With experienced people and smart technology solutions, we make work easier, more productive, and more secure. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let Les be here for you.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Port of Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Sliced fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
One moment can turn life upside down. Your comeback starts with the right team by your side. At DeCastro Verde Law, we've spent decades helping injured Nevadans take back their lives. We never back down. We never give up. We're the DeCastro Verde Brothers, and we have your back.
Together we win.
BrothersWin.com.
At DeCastro Verde Law, the brothers have your back. BrothersWin.com.
Ready, set, summer with the Honda Summer Event. With impressive efficiency, sleek exterior styling, and sport-tuned suspension, the Honda Civic and HR-V have all you need to get summer ready with the most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2027 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Based on EPA estimate of 2024 large full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy. EPA Automotive Trends Report 2025.
This sports update is brought to you by the William Hill Nevada Mobile Sports Account, where you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first wager. Sign up today and you'll never miss another bet. Go to williamhill.us for more info.
Tonight at the Michelob Ultra Arena, the Las Vegas Aces host the New York Liberty. Tip-off set for just after 7 o'clock. The Aces are 7-3 in their last 10 games and currently sit 3 games behind the Minnesota Lynx for the best record in the WNBA.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Adam Hill is in. We're about 8 minutes away from First report of day 2 with UNLV football camp. We were just talking about the Raiders. We'll get back to the Raiders in the 4 and the 5 o'clock hour. I just came back from a 10-day trip to the Northeast in the Garden State. I know you got to take a couple of trips. You went to more glamorous places than I did. But where you were, did they have Wawas?
They didn't.
Do you feel like you missed out?
I probably would have maybe bought some lottery tickets and gotten rich.
The Raiders' schedule, is it dotted with any Wawa locations, cities?
Well, Wawa is greatly expanded. So not really necessarily, but hopefully by the time they come around, I got a lot of Wawa.
They're at the Jets.
Yeah, but still you have to go a little further. I got like, you forget that I was in DC for a week, so I got like 5 Wawa trips. There's actually Wawas in downtown DC now.
Oh wow,
which are a fascinating place to go at like 3 a.m, like 4 blocks from the White House. Total chaos. Loved it.
I sort of got a kick out of the 7-Eleven that was in Long Beach, which Long Beach, you're on 1 block and you're like, oh, this is beautiful. This is unbelievable.
Jersey, Long Beach.
No.
Oh, okay.
Long Beach, California.
Okay.
For the UNLV stand there for the California game they played at SoFi, the bowl game. And it was like a freaking fortress. And then you walk like 3 blocks and you're like, this is beautiful. What's going on here? If people don't know what Wawa is, it's a big chain in the Northeast. And like Adam said, they're all over the place now, but good convenience store spot.
Good.
There's just a good vibe. And it kind of hit me. I feel like there's not a lot the Garden State has to offer aside from beaches and water if you can go in over Vegas. But we really are. We're not making progress in the convenience store landscape like at all.
No.
Why are more companies not coming here and upsetting the apple cart and setting new standards? Like I do like 7-Eleven and Terrible's. They're a wonderful partner. I feel like all these places, Green Valley Grocer, AMPM, like I think all these places like would up their game if there was more of the, I was going to call it a live food option, but like the food options.
Yeah.
And that is the difference with Wawa and QT, and you've been to Buc-ee's and Sheetz. Like, I don't feel like we're Vegas. We should be at the cutting edge of everything.
We should. I'll give you another one is that in other places, Speedway is fantastic.
They're very basic.
And the ones here are basic, and I don't understand. I think there is a thought, and it's I think the same reason we don't have a Waffle House, that there's a belief on the national level that it's a 24-hour town anyway. Like you don't need to have a 24-hour type convenience store because people already have their places they go. Like I don't think people understand that we're actually just a town that just happens to have the strip.
Yeah.
Like, I think those places would do fine off the strip.
We're not as 24 hours as we used to be.
No, we're not.
Across the board.
No.
So we need it. And I'm confident the other places would step up if they were, if they had more places offering that stuff here.
It's disappointing. I thought you were in reference to the fact I believe somebody hit the Mega Millions at Wawa.
I didn't see it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things I noticed on my trip. First of all, I don't go out for coffee. But because I didn't have a coffee maker where I was staying, I hit Wawa every day and got coffee. I bought a Wawa 20-ounce like reusable cup. I was very thrilled about that. I did not buy food, but I took pictures of it.
What?
I mean, is that insane? I'm an old man and I'm taking pictures of a convenience store. And I'm like, oh man, someday I'll have this selection of ready-made sandwiches. There was a free coffee day. This is a hell of a gesture. Their longtime CEO who had been retired was like 97 years old. He passed away.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, they were like, hey, it's free coffee day. I'm like, free. Okay. That's a nice gesture. The other thing I noticed is in a place where everyone is hyper aggressive, and I'll have to tell an airport near conflict fight story down the road, but in a place where it's crowded, everyone's aggressive. Wawa's the one place you walk up and everyone's like, hey, what's going on?
Oh, how can you not
Everyone
be happy?
holds the door. You're like, you're almost guilted into holding the door. And it's like kind of the door holding that you hate, where you're like out by the gas pumps and someone notices and they're like, hey, and they're holding the door. You got to like hustle.
Well, you're so happy to be going to Wawa.
I swear, everyone in there is in a good mood. The cashiers are pleasant. The system goes, it works.
$800 million Mega Millions ticket sold at a Wawa in Bradenton, Florida.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had a friend who went to school in Bradenton.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news. If any place deserves it, that place does.
Did your friend hit the lottery?
I don't think so. He now lives in near Boca.
Okay. Well, he probably didn't.
The high school baseball coach near Boca.
Drive to Bradenton to buy.
But what a pleasant experience.
It's great.
And I do hope we can up our game. I know QT's in town, but there's one. It's kind of way out, on the outskirts. A little hard to find.
Mavericks doing their thing a little bit.
Mavericks pretty solid. But I do feel like they're limited by the hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this is where it starts. We do have to get back to being a more of a 24-hour town.
Killing me.
Come on.
The fact that grocery stores closed now
it's a nightmare.
It's just baffling.
I don't want to go during the day.
I'll tell you what really drives me nuts. As somebody who used to do all my shopping at like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. You close now. That's annoying. I hate it. Whatever. Now that you close for 7 hours or whatever it is, stock then.
Yeah.
Because now you're only open until 12, but you're stocking all the shelves between like 8 and 12. So you're going it's just chaos with people all in every aisle. Like you're closed now.
No.
Use that time to stock the shelves.
I'll tell you what. One quick note: we at a lot of places we sure fixed the epidemic of the cashiers going bye-bye and having self-checkout. Places I go to, they ripped them out because they were getting robbed blind.
Yeah.
And now you got to wait in line.
Yeah.
So as a responsible consumer, I'm like, that kind of sucks that I can't just do it myself. But on the flip side, I'm like, you know what? Give people jobs. So I guess I don't want to say kudos to the people that were robbing them blind, but it worked.
Thank you.
Las Vegas sports fans, ESPN Las Vegas is your one-stop shop for all things Las Vegas sports. You knew that. But did you know that we also have you covered on social media? If you love the Golden Knights, UNLV, and the Aces, be sure and follow and subscribe to ESPN Las Vegas on X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for the latest on everything Las Vegas sports. That's at ESPN Las Vegas across all social platforms.
Man, I can't believe this mess I'm in. I don't know what to do.
You need a great attorney.
Yeah, but
nothing. You can't do this alone. You need the Vegas lawyers.
Hi, this is Paul Pata. Whether you need representation for DUI, domestic violence charges, record sealing, or any other criminal defense issue, you're going to want the Vegas lawyers on your side. The Vegas lawyers, where compassion and strong legal representation come together. Check us out at thevegaslawyers.com or give us a call at 707-7000.
Hey, dude, your face is telling me that you broke up with your girl again.
Yeah, it's over.
I actually liked her.
Forget her. Plus, I bought her this expensive gold necklace, and now I'm just stuck with it.
What do you mean stuck? Gold is like 5 times more valuable than a year ago. Just take it to Michael E. Minnan Jewelers in the Fashion Show Mall. He'll turn your heartbreak into a profit.
Michael E. Minnan Jewelers at the Fashion Show Mall?
Yeah, free parking, easy for locals to get to, and the best deals on the jewelry you're looking for. Michael E. Minden, the Diamond Jewelers.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The sound of a seatbelt. It's one of the most important sounds in our car. It means everyone is ready and everyone is safe. The more our kids see us put on our seatbelts, the more natural it is for them to put theirs on too. Make it a priority. Buckle up every time. Hear the sound? Make it a habit.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
We strayed. We didn't stick to sports. Today I was out. I know Raider camp. Adam Hill had that covered. We got more on the Raiders, but I was out at UNLV camp, day number 2. And Michael Shearer is back. If you don't know who he is, he was the DC under Barry Odom. He went to Purdue for a year, decided to come back to Vegas, still at his home here in Vegas, and took the gig back in the Mountain West Conference. And he was speaking today about a big thing. Same thing that Mullen said. Year 2 and a lot of holdovers. They did have to go to the transfer portal, and they have a lot of young guys, but they have a lot of holdovers, and especially at his position, the linebacker.
The continuity of the defense, everybody working together, understand each other, understand that they're the ones that are going to work together this year, and it's their defense. I think we spent a lot of time in the spring and summer, and they grew really close together, kind of on their own, and you can tell out here by the communication and just the way they work together.
Without guys like Woodard and McDuffie around, it looks like you have more of a rotation. I mean, you're going to whittle down at some point. Do you think you can have 5 or 6 guys rotating?
I think we have a lot of guys who have a lot of tools, a lot of specific skill sets, and we're going to use them for their skill set. And whoever proves that they have what it takes to play and help our team is going to play. I think, in our defensive scheme, there's a lot of different areas that we can have an effect in as linebackers. And the more people that prove they can play, the more that'll be out there on the field. So it's more of a matter of, do you show that you're worthy of playing, getting in reps, you can make plays, and we can trust you. And if they do that, then they're going to get in the game. The past was it was the same deal in the past. Just who do you trust to be in the game? Who's making plays, and who do you want in there when the game's on the line? And in this group, we have quite a few guys that kind of are meeting that standard. So it's good. It's a good thing to have.
Yeah. So they have 2 of their holdovers are Tuialamotu, Blessing, and then Cam Kaihua. And then they've got some good newcomers. We're going to hit on the newcomers in the 5 o'clock hour. Cam Santee in from Holy Cross, D. Creighton from Clemson, Mark Iannaccio, who was a former recruit of Mike Shear. We'll talk about those guys in the 5 o'clock hour. But here's a little more of Shear talking about just the extra advantage that some of the longtime UNLV linebackers have now with their chance to step up. How big an advantage does it give to Elamotu and Kaihua, that they've been here versus the newcomers?
It helps a lot. And Bless was a guy who was here when I first got here. So he's got a lot of familiarity here, and then also with me. So I know kind of what I'm coaching there from day one. But just, they feel like this is their home, this is their spot, and they own the place, and they should. And it's just the confidence that requires comes out to the field, and you see their confidence now.
I'll give you some camp notes from today and more on the linebackers. Like I said, in the 5 o'clock hour, Shear talked about some of the newcomers who are absolutely going to be in the rotation. And we'll see what the rotation is, because to my point in that question, they had Woodard, who played like 98% of the time. They had McDuffie, who probably played about 90% of the time. Now they've got these guys who are ready to step up, but they've also got the infusion of new dudes. So I don't know if someone's going to be out there for, 80 or 90% of the snaps. I think that will happen, but there's a chance there is a really deep rotation. Giveaway time, 364-1100. ACDC is playing Allegiant Stadium in September. You can get your tickets if you don't win these at Ticketmaster.com. Caller 7 right now with James for ACDC tickets at the Owl in September. 364-1100, 364-1100. Caller number 7. EP is on the way, our attorney friend out of Chicago, cultural contributor to the show. Want to get into what FIFA is trying to do to, what is this thing, raising money or just profiting off of the game of football, soccer?
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
This is all about this regime being able to maximize Lamar Jackson's physical ability and make sure that Baltimore is a place where Lamar envisions his full-time future. And if that doesn't happen, then we could be talking about a scenario where we have an NBA-style trade demand.
Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings starting at 3 on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
When you need cash, how quickly can LendingStore.com connect you to a lender faster than this commercial? Whether you need cash for a medical bill, groceries, or rent, LendingStore.com's network of lenders makes it quick and easy. In less time than this ad, you can fill out a few fields at LendingStore.com and find out if a lender can get you $500 to $5,000 as early as tomorrow. So visit LendingStore.com today for details. See website for details. Lending Store is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
car. Nothing I hate in the car business more than a bunch of damn liars. That's why I created GiveMeTheVIN.com. Go to Give Me the VIN, put in your license plate number, we'll buy your car. We do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it without a bunch of games. We come to you with a check or pay off your payoff. Look at what people have had to say about GiveMeTheVIN.com. It's real. It's here. We're the Amazon now of car buyers, and we want to buy yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Good morning.
Vegas is built on service.
Studio lights on, please.
3 shifts a day.
All right, let's do this.
As your morning begins.
It's showtime. We have a lot to talk about live on the program for the next 3 hours.
To do our part, News 3 Today delivers Las Vegas stories that shape your community.
Just into breaking news on the economics front.
So, whether it's late breaking,
Breaking news.
bumper to bumper,
Avoid using flamingo.
or clearing skies,
No showers anticipated.
it's News 3 Today.
Here's today's 100 Days of Summer promotion at Whiskey Bar and Grill. Whiskey is offering $1.95 Michelob Ultra drafts to BFD Society members across all locations. Visit Terribles.com for details.
Hola, buenos dias, mi familia.
John, why are you talking about family in Spanish?
Because here we treat everyone like family. The family you choose, Alex, and I want you to welcome all of them properly.
All right then, say this. ¿Cómo lo puedo ayudar hoy?
¿Cómo la puedo ayudar hoy?
Now you're talking.
At Finley Toyota, we're the family you choose.
La familia que eliges.
That's how we do things here. We treat everybody right.
The lights are on, the night is young. That's Las Vegas Ballpark. Every night, your Aviators take the field. The Tacoma Rainiers, affiliate of the Seattle Mariners, are rolling into town to take on your Aviators. And here's the lineup. Reyes de Plata Tuesday, Park on the Berm Wednesday, $2 beer night Thursday, huge fireworks on Friday, the Mr. Beast sock giveaway Saturday, and Sunday is family night. Free parking, great food, affordable fun, and a night out you'll be talking about tomorrow. Aviators Baseball. Life's just better at Las Vegas Ballpark.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
After an accident, you don't want another headache dealing with the insurance companies. Let us get you all the money you deserve. Call 877-1500. That's 877-1500.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
You wouldn't put your life savings into a slot machine, so why keep it at a big bank where every month can feel like a gamble? At One Nevada Credit Union, we aren't playing games with your money. You get stability, local service, and better rates. Stop pulling the lever and hoping for the best. Switch to One Nevada Credit Union. Don't gamble with big banks.
Our focus is you.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Zip Zap Auto expanded into one of the largest independent auto repair shops in the Valley. With 23 bays, over 12,000 square feet, Zip Zap is your one-stop shop, offering smog tests, oil changes, detailing, body work, and engine and transmission rebuilding. Plus, Zip Zap provides free towing and diagnostics with qualifying repairs. No appointment necessary. Zip Zap Auto on Cheyenne and North Durango Drive, and online at zipzapauto.com.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island Hotel and Casino is the best place to watch games on the Strip. There's a huge video wall and over 55 plus screens throughout the bar. Place your sports bets at the new STN Sportsbook. The menu with the Golden Circle Burger, the Linebacker Bison Burger, Philly Cheesesteak, the Polish Sausage, and so much more is dynamite. The Golden Circle Sports Bar's happy hour is amazing with $5 draft beers every day from 10 a to 6p. Treasure Island, the Vegas destination for those seeking a contemporary resort experience with an ideal location on the Las Vegas Strip. And remember, parking is always free.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Port of Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Sliced fresh sandwiches. Port of Subs.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, it's that time of week. We bring in Xavier Pope, attorney out of Chicago, cultural contributor on Cofield and Company with Adam Hill and Steve Cofield. EP, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up? What up, guys? How you doing, Steve?
I'm good, man. There's a whole lot going on. We usually don't delve into the world of soccer unless it's World Cup, but there is some soccer news after the World Cup has finished. What do you make of what's going on here with sharing stakes in FIFA and this president, I guess, trying to profit off it and the pushback?
Yeah, you also have, Gianni Infantino continue to try to curry favor with this administration. Already gave away a bogus peace prize, now allowing his son-in-law involved in a private equity group to take a share of FIFA. And now you've had all 55 countries involved. You have major European organization, and major North American organization, soccer organization. You had United States Soccer Federation and lending their support and say they're not going to play. But we have the under-20 women's tournament that comes up in Poland later this year, and I threaded this. I said, well, we will see. I want to see whether it actually happens. The proposal, it wasn't fully vetted. It was a short deadline to approve it. So it just looked like it was kind of just ran through with just reeks of political corruption. And I think that's something that FIFA has a long history of, and it would be another thing that would be seemingly to be politically corrupt.
It would be a lot of money flowing in. I'm sure that there are some of the countries that are saying, like, hey, like, I understand you guys don't like this, and it's not a great plan. It's not a well thought out plan, but we'd like that money. So, I mean, there'd be some pushback on that side.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, so that's
yeah.
Where the $1 million is worth selling their shit. How it's seen in this country and it's allowed in our culture through our media, through our politics, through the things that are getting rammed through. That's not how the rest of the world views political corruption. And I think that's something that's important to remember. You see some of the other countries that's given the United States pushback on certain issues, like the team that won the World Cup, Spain, be part of those countries that have spoken out against this. And so I don't think that you have to have a considerable number of countries that have an appetite for this. And you see the rapid circulation around saying, no, we're not going to do that, is indicative of this may not necessarily be popular, but we will see.
A lot of WNBA stories lately to get into. It's a very fascinating league. Even if you don't follow the basketball on the floor, there's a lot of fun stories to pay attention to. And there's been a growing group of WNBA media that have called on Caitlin Clark to be more vocal, to tell her fans to stand down. I actually thought there was a moment about 2 weeks ago. It's been fascinating because I thought there was a moment 2 weeks ago where her fans were going to abandon her. They didn't. After her boyfriend's brother came out and was like, why are all these people assuming that she's MAGA? She's incredibly liberal. And I thought, okay, this is probably going to change a lot of people's opinion. It didn't, or at least maybe they didn't pay attention to. But it's been a weird kind of story to follow. I guess, should she tell her fans to knock it off?
Yeah, I think that, whether it's Sophie Cunningham or whether it's Caitlin Clark, I think that there is a group of people who are fans of culture wars who are not true fans of Caitlin Clark, the player, and they're not fans of the WNBA. Certainly not fans of women's basketball. You saw that WNBA All-Star game last weekend. There were large cheers for other athletes, and it wasn't so big for her. And so what that shows me is that there is this kind of shadow support for her that's just online bros. But in terms of showing up and actually showing real fandom, they don't exist.
Xavier Pope is with us here on Cofield and Company, ESPN Las Vegas. Adam, this is your story. I wanted to hit on this before we move on from the WNBA. What happened with the Storm co-owner and Sophie Cunningham and this protest?
Yeah, Sophie Cunningham fans brought signs, and they were, supporting Sophie Cunningham's, basic stance on anti-trans athletes. And the Seattle Storm co-owner went down and confronted them, which, look, I'm probably on her side, but don't need to go confront fans when you're a co-owner of a team. She's been suspended for 5 games. Can't be in the arena. I guess what is the best way to handle this? You just got to let this go, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is just another issue for an embattled commissioner that seems to just step in it over and over and over again. I think the biggest issue here is the statement said that this is a welcoming environment for all fans when there are fans that are basically submitting that they're not necessarily welcoming. And so I think that what do you say? What do you allow in stadiums in terms of political speech? And what if it harms other people? I think that's the debate that's going on with the trans athlete debate. And I think some of those people also were petitioning for Washington to ban transgender athletes in sports. So I think that was also part of it too. So it was political speech. It wasn't just supporting Sophie. It was political speech. And so allowing people to have their opinion about things. Yeah, that we want an environment like that, but we also want a truly welcoming environment for other people as well.
I've been dying to talk to an attorney about the Tony Romo OWI arrest and watching it repeatedly. I thought he handled it really poorly. I don't know what his true state was, but law enforcement also doesn't know what his true state was. I mean, what do you advise people on stops like this? I thought the one thing he needed to do was, show identification because they told him why he was being pulled over, step out of the car, and that's about it. From there, he doesn't have to cooperate with a breathalyzer. He doesn't have to take the test. He doesn't have to say where he was coming from, where he's going to. He didn't need to do any of that.
Well, here's the thing with probable cause when it comes to arrest for DUI. In many states, if you do not submit to a breathalyzer test, that is deemed as probable cause for an arrest for a DUI. They can't force you into a breathalyzer test, but they will give you this form and sign that basically says that, hey, well, I refuse the breathalyzer test. I understand this is probable cause to arrest me. So a lot of people are presented that to sign. As an attorney, strongly recommend don't sign that. Let them do all the things, refuse everything, and then when you go to court, it will get thrown out. So don't submit to. I mean, I'm not saying go out and drink and drive, but what I'm saying is this is when it comes down to being in court, it's all about what the other side can prove. So if they can't actually prove that you're drunk, you will get off. So Tony Romo looked wasted to me in terms of how he looked. I mean, so the police can maybe look in his car, look at his mental state, maybe have him do some sobriety tests and make a determination if he's drunk from there. But that may not necessarily hold up in court.
They're actually not allowed to search his car, right? If they see something in clear view, then maybe that could happen. I know, Adam, you thought that it was silly, and I feel like the two cases, and I'm not going to say they're this week because one was from July 14th. The two cases of law enforcement handling Kyle Shanahan and handling Romo, it's amazing that no information was out on Kyle Shanahan for weeks, and Romo were getting videos like instantly.
Yeah, well, it also depends on whether the dash cam or whether there was body cam and the jurisdiction and their availability for releasing footage. I mean, and whether there were any people that were standing by and watching and filming. And so I think that the combination of those factors determine how fast some of these different things come out. Kyle Shanahan, you would think in the speed of people getting into trouble, that would have come out much quicker than it did. But Tony Romo's was pretty much instant.
Should you, I guess, when you're going through those tests, tell the officers you've had back surgeries and have been hitting the head a lot? I guess that was
absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say get hit in the head a lot because even if you have some sort of impairment, you have some people have to have special licenses to drive, and so you don't want to lean into that. You want to just say, hey, I have a back issue. I'm having issues walking. This is how you can refuse a field sobriety test. Refuse everything and let them arrest you, and let them try to prove it as best as they possibly can. You want to weaken the case against you in court as much as you possibly can. And
as Xavier said, this is not being pro drunk driving or anti law enforcement. It's being pro know your rights. It's simple as that.
As simple as that, and I think that's very important when people are being pulled over because I'm not only an attorney. I'm a black man in America. There are many reasons why police might pull you over. Being able to understand your rights is one of the most important things you can have as a citizen in this country.
Training camps around the NFL are starting. What is Bajan Robinson doing with his hair? What is this? What's happening?
Son of him. This man has had some creative looks with the locks he has, but this man has his locks at the top of his head in one strand like he's a genie. The Atlanta Falcons maybe need to grant the wish because of that really crazy quarterback situation they have.
Sure.
I mean, they don't know exactly who's going to start, who's going to play a season at the beginning of the season. So maybe, I need to turn myself into a genie to fix our quarterback situation.
What's the worst hair over the years you ever sported? Did you ever get crazy? You look back and you're like, what was I doing?
I shaved my head bald in high school. This is when Onyx was out, and it was head bald heads. Like, hey, I'm gonna shave my head bald. I won't be doing that again.
Adam, I've been around you, even though you're older than me. I've been around you forever. You're not, but would you qualify anything as crazy hair? Because I when you had I had
the long curly.
You had long curly fro, but I don't think you'd look back on that with any regrets.
I think it was a disaster.
Oh, what?
And that John Jones photo, not the fro, the long hair.
Yeah,
my hair is long. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, I will say this though. In fourth grade, I did take it upon myself to take my foster mom's clippers and try to cut my own hair. And I had to go to school and I cut a plug in the front of my hair. Try to use grease to put it back into place. It fell out in the middle of class, and I had a giant plug in the middle of my head, and I had to wait till it grew back.
Yikes. Xavier Pope is with us. All right, well, some of the big news around the NBA, we talked about it last week, but I think it's tremendous for the league that LeBron has chosen Philadelphia. There's so many layers to it. The Eastern Conference is awesome. I'm going to go back to a comment when LeBron was looking around, and one of our listeners / a guy that I know, Will, was asking weeks ago before the decision, why would anyone want LeBron? Does he still sell tickets? And what's he going to play, like 20 minutes? And we've seen the excitement from LeBron landing in Philly. A couple of reference points. One, I think the first preseason game, the get-in price initially or in the past has been $61. First game is $271 get-in. And are you seeing the info on his jerseys with the Sixers and how well they're selling?
I mean, the best for any guy who moves to a new team in any sport. You can show Ohtani when he moved out to the lake, to the Dodgers rather. But you know what? I knew this would happen. Philadelphia fans are true fans. If they will support you until you do something that makes you look stupid. And so I think they also appreciate greatness. They appreciate how true athletes, and so that's a city that supported Allen Iverson. No matter the different things he ever did in his career, and so they understand the greatness of LeBron James. They appreciate LeBron James. They also appreciate being the final stop of his career. They call it the final bell, and being a part of that and being part of history. So that's why you see the tickets going up. That's just a really great fan base. And you just understood it would happen. And so that's why you landed in Philly.
Yeah, both good and bad. Because, if he doesn't play well or they don't win a championship, they're going to be super passionate the other way. Really quick, we only have like 20 seconds here. Did WGN in Chicago really use that fake meme of Kyle Shanahan in place of Mitch McConnell? Was that really used to report the story, or was it mocking it?
The morning news in Chicago is really wacky. They do a lot of wacky stuff in WGN specifically, so it would not be a total shock for them to do something like that. I know LaMarcus Shock and those guys are really funny, so I wouldn't be shocked.
EP, have a good weekend. Love you, buddy. We'll talk to you.
Love you guys.
There he is, Xavier Pope. I figured that was a mistake. By the way, I would say Kyle Shanahan in the place in the hospital room of Mitch McConnell is #too soon, but he's alive, right?
I mean,
so it wouldn't be offensive.
Allegedly.
Could anyone get offended by it?
No, he's alive.
Interleague play as the Red Sox take on the Dodgers. Coverage begins Sunday at 3:30 on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
Brought to you by Finley Toyota. We're here for you.
plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers, McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware, fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Modelo is an official cerveza of the Las Vegas Raiders and the JT the Brick Show. Modelo Especial is the model Mexican lager. Everyone knows that hard work deserves a fitting reward. A Pilsner-style lager with a crisp, clean taste.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Port of Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
The biggest games and the best matchups are heard here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
We were talking about bad haircuts because Bajan Robinson looks like Aladdin. Although I'm jealous. I admire people who will risk shaving their head bald for different looks, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't have it. You just showed me the picture. It is a Throwback Thursday or a Flashback Friday tomorrow. Sure. I know you posted that picture before. You have a picture with John Jones and your curly long hair.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's that long ago. How old are you? That was like an ill-advised haircut, and you were not that young.
I was probably.
When did Jones first come on the scene? Like 2007?
I think that was like one of his first. It might have been his first fight.
Okay.
So when was that?
But I thought you'd forever be proud of that hair.
It's not great.
Okay.
First UFC fight is 2008.
So 2008. You were not that young.
29.
I mean, you're what are you in your early 50s now? So.
Sure. Not quite. So yeah, I was late 20s.
Late 20s. It's a pretty bad haircut.
It's pretty bad.
My early 20s, I had like the flock of seagulls swoop in the front.
Sure.
And
as everyone did.
They just so happened to be playing this last week at that what was it, Totally Tubular show. And I did not get to go because I was out of town, but the SO did go, and she said, yeah, they're all bald now.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, they were the lead singer was blonde, or if he wasn't, he probably bleached the hell out of it. He probably killed his hair. By the way, that's a total fallacy. I have no idea if coloring and bleaching your hair makes you lose it, but it was probably more the fact that he had thin hair. Can we move on? Big Four time.
Battleborn Injury Lawyers presents the Big Four at 4. Number 4.
Stick to sports, right? Especially if you're bald out there, very thin. You're going to get very upset if we start talking about hair. Are there people actually upset at Nate Oates, the Alabama coach?
Always.
CFB Home, whatever that is on Twitter, tweeted out that Nate Oates, 51, marries former Alabama hoops staffer 31 after a quiet divorce, and then puts in parentheses 26 years of marriage and 3 kids. Then someone added to that and found a tweet from 2016 where he said, "Thank you for all the prayers for my wife who has survived cancer."
Yeah.
It was 2016.
Yeah.
Are you, I mean, not to be mean, but like, I'm not a marriage guy. I'm not married. I've never been married. Are we in a relationship? Are you bound to someone is there a certain amount of time before you can move on?
Once your spouse survives cancer, you have to,
That's
no
it?
divorce.
You're locked in? No, I meant you're locked in. You can't get a divorce.
That's what I'm saying. There's no divorce. You're stuck. I mean, no, I don't think so. I think people are more upset, and I don't care. I'm just saying what people are, I think, upset about, that they're like, oh, so, he's got this wife who did survive cancer and then, leaves her for the young staffer on the basketball staff, whatever. I mean,
you get a lot of that. People feel
like,
well, who's the comedian who's in kind of hot water now? Everyone's starting to hate him. Tom, whatever, Bert and Tom. What's Tom's last name? And he was doing the podcast forever with his wife, and now he lost some weight.
Segura.
Segura. People are like all over him for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now he's a scumbag.
It's not gonna. You're not gonna get me worked up on.
No, you and I are not going to police relationships or marriages.
I don't care.
No. Number 3.
Number 3.
But what you do care about is TV. Although you don't watch a lot of traditional TV, so I don't know how you watch a Netflix show. The Idaho murders.
My obsession for the last 4 years.
Why are you obsessed?
I don't know. I just got very into it. That sounds weird, but it was the case was kind of gripping the nation, and I was following all the details every day on what was going on.
You have the background of what happened?
Yeah. I mean, you can
Well,
you can leave.
in like
I can do the next 2 hours.
in like 15 seconds. What happened?
It was four students at University of Idaho lived in a house on King Street that is now torn down. And if you try to go, you can't see the house because tried.
When were you in Idaho?
I'm not laughing about the murder.
On a Boise trip?
It's closer to Washington.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So where were you?
So the kid that made the kid that killed them was a Washington State student.
Right.
He crossed over because that's it's like 7 miles apart. Crossed over, was basically kind of casing the house for an entire couple months, and went in, was an intruder, went in, and he was, we don't know the exact details of the plan. He was somebody who he studied criminology. He wanted to commit the perfect crime. Was close. He made one big mistake, but he wanted to commit the perfect crime. He cased out this house. He killed 2 girls. Then a couple happened to be sleeping in the room downstairs. He killed them on the way out of the house. Then there was other kids downstairs that he didn't kill because I think he didn't want to take the time to go down there. But it was obviously this, huge case that was unsolved for a long time because he didn't really have a connection to them. So it's kind of hard to figure out who did this.
The documentary I watched, is there a new one?
Came out yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. The documentary I watched, the whole thing's tragic.
Yeah.
But one of the scariest things is how out of control social media is.
Yeah.
Because there became this whole community of people who were terrorizing anyone who could be potentially connected to the case.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and it's like there's no way to stop them.
And I can tell you all the people that were involved. Jack was one. Jack was the ex-boyfriend of Kaylee, who, you see in this documentary where you kind of see the footage of when he first comes up to the house, and him and Kaylee shared a dog, and was like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, I need to know what happened here. Obviously, he had kind of heard that the murders had happened. He's like, my dog's in there. Like, can I get the dog? And then they immediately treated him like a suspect, as they needed to. Like, he's an ex-boyfriend of one of the.
But they also included just randos all over the internet.
Everyone on social media decided he was the killer, and made his life miserable. And then there was Hoodie Guy, which is like no relation to the case. He happened to be by them at the food truck a couple hours before, and people found out who he was, and then decided he was the killer. And then the roommates downstairs were all of a sudden they were part of it, and they were the killers. And so like all these people were just dragged through the mud. And the police actually in this documentary talked about like that was not helpful to the investigation at all. Like not at all. I know people, was I following along? Yes, I was, but I was not like posting about it all the time and going after these people that were just trying to deal with a tragedy to killing of somebody that they knew. It was ridiculous how people acted during that.
To bring this full circle, because you and I talk about the internet all the time and how out of control it is, and it can be really good, but it can be really bad. Let's go back to, I mentioned briefly 15 minutes ago, Kyle Shanahan and that whole case where it didn't come out for weeks. And now you've got these internet sleuths who their brand is to question how media is covering things. Give me your general take on what happened here, because it was really weird with, Mike Florio is a guy from PFT who's like all about like, hey, these things need to be reported quickly. And then Chris Sims is sitting in front of him and he's like, I knew about it.
Right.
And then you've got these guys who now have a brand of kind of examining what the media does and the way things are reported and the timeliness and digging into it. Where are we going?
Well, I mean, first of all, that's one of the things I definitely hate about the, what you like to call the jockocracy of, I don't mind their opinions on things necessarily, but when you actually know stuff and you're like, I knew, like, well, it's your job now.
It's pretty ballsy to have the freedom to just go, I knew, but I wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, that is your job now. And that kind of violates the trust a little bit between you and the viewers for sure. It's a complicated issue. I mean, there's no question about it. It seems like now we know what happened. If this last story is the actual story.
I mean, I like the way you put that. It seems like we know.
Yeah.
I mean, initially it wasn't even the reporting. The police report was that's outrageous. I mean, I don't believe that they made a mistake in who they blamed. What do you mean they made a mistake? They did a favor for Kyle Shanahan. And if that, I wonder what would have happened if that lady, like, I don't know if she was facing not charges, but, you know, there's certainly insurance dealings.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And and
then I think he realized quickly. I'm sure advisors told him, like, you better get out in front of this, because they are going to discover, and it's going to make you look like you were really hiding something.
Yeah,
you got away with something.
You don't want her going to do an interview and saying the truth and
that was going to happen, I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he got out in front of it eventually. I think there was a lot of mistakes made, but again, I saw people blaming the media for this. Like, you can't really blame the media when you get the police report. Like, hey, let's read the police report and see what happened. Oh, okay, it was her fault. Like, not really that much you could do when the police report says that it wasn't his fault.
And you have experience with this, because I know for a fact, I talked to you about stories that have broken in the past, and, you know, what you guys do at the paper to, you know, you're watching that stuff all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, you can say, like, I don't think this is really what happened and try to investigate it. But in the end, like, people have the police report to hide behind too. Like, what are you talking about? Look at the police report. If the police report is inaccurate, it's going to make the reporting inaccurate.
Number 2.
Okay, so I started watching quarterback this season. I think I was watching it on the way out to the East Coast. I forgot all about it on the way back. So I want to get back on it. I am intrigued. The quarterback I like the first quarterback, although I faded. The wide receiver thing I hated. Was there a second quarterback? I thought that one was lame.
I feel like there was. Joe Burrow one?
Yeah, this one has Jaden Daniels, Cam Ward, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco. Baker Mayfield's a fascinating follow now because of what he's doing with his contract. I like this group. They're all different. And I liked Baker Mayfield more than you did. I don't think you hated him. What do you think about how Mayfield comes off in this quarterback season 3?
I thought well. I thought he came across positive. I thought I liked him certainly more after watching it than I did before. I thought he was relatable and human, and thought there was a lot of good traits. Me, him watching the game, trying to. Oh, you're not to that part yet, but toward the end of the series, he's got to watch another game that he's not involved in, hoping that the Bucs get in the playoffs. And you're like, I feel you.
Yeah, been there
before watching games, but yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was relatable human. I liked everyone. I mean, Cam Ward and Jaden Daniels are my guys. Like, I love them. And they always have.
I find Cam Ward fascinating.
Yeah, he's awesome
because he certainly is not there in terms of like full maturity and communication, where you're like, hey, that's a CEO of a franchise. Is he going to get there? Probably, as long as his play holds up as well. You didn't, and this is why you got to be careful in this, because they are reality shows. They are framed a certain way. You weren't a big lover of Kirk Cousins in season 1. Now you've grown to understand Kirk Cousins, especially since you did a big feature on him. I'm guessing that you had an issue with
Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Jersey Joe.
He's just so Jersey.
He is.
It's tough.
The accent is very Philly.
The accent's tough.
The wife's accent is Philly.
The whole thing. His whole life. And he can't. I guess there's a competitiveness to it, whatever. He can't accept that he's not the guy anymore. You're like, and when you watch from afar, you're thinking, oh, Joe Flacco's a guy he's hanging on because he wants to just keep playing and be a backup and all this. And he's, even when Joe Burrow comes back, he's like, I'd like to be the guy. You're like, what? What are you talking about?
Is it a bad thing to not come to grips with the fact that you're old and you are really a backup?
Yeah, that's what bothered me a lot. And I'm like, who knows?
But isn't that part of him being able to play until he's 40 years old? Is
Maybe.
that he's that competitive and he still believes in himself?
Maybe. Maybe if he had a better accent, it wouldn't have bothered me as much. The accent is just brutal.
Number 1.
Number 1.
So we're going to build on this with our guest coming up from Sporting Tribune. We're going to talk some Rams and what's going on with LA in the beginning of training camp. Raiders are involved, we think. You tell me, are they involved on Vita Vea?
I mean, theoretically, there's a connection for sure between John Spytek and Vita Vea. John Spytek, the former assistant GM in Tampa. I don't think it makes sense. It certainly wouldn't be the move I would make if I was running this organization.
Why not?
They've done everything right this offseason to me in terms of building for 2027 and 2028 and beyond. I think they've signed free agents that are 26, 27, 25, guys that are just at the end of their first contract. Everything right for the future. And now to make a right now move to eat up cap space and all the other assets you have to give up, I just don't like it.
High internet costs, cell phone bill going up, streaming services you forgot you had? What if someone fixed that for you? Radiant Start Checking at West Star Credit Union includes bill negotiation experts who can lower your monthly bills and cancel subscriptions you don't need. That alone could cover the $7 monthly benefits fee. Visit weststar.org/RadiantStar to learn more.
Radiant Start Checking has a $7 monthly benefits fee. Activation required. Terms and conditions apply. Share savings with a minimum balance and membership eligibility is required to become a member. Insured by NCUA.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today and let's make them pay. 877-1500.
Ready to go. Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection. You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose, you can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Sammy's Restaurant and Bar is a family restaurant with something for everyone. Sammy's has a great patio, fresh ingredients, and handcrafted food like wood-fired pizzas made fresh to order, gourmet salads, appetizers, pastas, burgers, and more. Plus, Sammy's Restaurant has a full bar and happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m. with 50% off over 20 food items and half off cocktails. Visit Sammy's Restaurant and Bar in Las Vegas, 6500 Sahara, or in Henderson at 1501 North Green Valley Parkway.
This Lotus Cares message is brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas. July is National Volunteer Month. Volunteer locally. Give back while meeting like-minded individuals. Join community groups and nurture existing ties and bring your friends along. This Lotus Cares message is brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas. That's easy. That's community. SubaruofLasVegas.com.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Hey Nevada, I'm Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up with Aaron Taylor taught me that nobody negotiates harder or gets seller's top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help with repairs, moving, bills, or whatever you need most. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? No problem. We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing. Just a straightforward offer, and in many cases, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. And if you're renting, ask me about My Buy Bank. You'll receive a $2,000 credit plus 10% of your monthly rent, all to use toward the purchase of your next home. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty, license number 38886. Call for details.
talk to Aaron Taylor,
The real estate guy.
Summer just got a whole lot more rewarding at Terrible's. During our 100 days of summer, we are dropping new deals every single day. At Terrible's, the calendar is stacked. Free products, buy one, get one offers, and 50 cents off each gallon of gas every day. What are you waiting for? The only way to find out is to download the Terribles Plus Rewards app and earn daily rewards all summer long. 100 days of summer at Terribles. Something new every day, everywhere. Visit Terribles.com for details.
By the time August rolls around, you've stopped being surprised by the heat. You walk outside, you get in your car, and wait for the AC to catch up. And at the end of the day, the one place you need to be cool is home. Your AC has been running since May, morning, noon, and night. And when it stays hot overnight, it never gets a rest. It just keeps grinding until something gives. At Gettle, we've been doing this for over 85 years. We know what a summer like this does to a system. Call us and make sure your home is the one place the heat can't follow you. GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
Hey, Las Vegas, are you tired of plumbing prices that break the bank? At 365 Plumbing, we're bringing fair pricing back. Family owned and operated, we treat your home like it's our own. For your everyday plumbing needs, we're here 365 days a year, rain or shine, day or night. Extend the life of your water heater right now. For a limited time, take advantage of our water heater flush special for only $26. Visit us at 365plumbingnv.com. 365 Plumbing, because where the water flows, 365 Plumbing goes.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware, fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Portive Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Portive Subs.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
More Raiders coverage coming up here on ESPN Reno and ESPN Las Vegas. This Brandy Flores, our reporter for LV Sports Network, was talking about Fernando Mendoza and how he looked today in practice. So we'll get to that around 5:15. But we've got all these teams in the region, and of course, the Sporting Tribune does such a good job covering the SoCal scene with the Chargers and Rams, and even the Cowboys training in Oxnard. And Eric Lampkins is the guy who's all over the Rams scene, so we wanted to get him on from time to time to help us cover SoCal football here on Cofield and Company. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing today? Thank you for having me.
We're good. And obviously there's a mega story out there with the Rams and, how much they acquired in the offseason, and then the speculation about Aaron Donald, speculation about Vita Vea. But let's start with the big acquisition of the offseason, and you've been out at camp. Let's talk about Myles Garrett and just what you've seen from Garrett and sort of his impact, if you can see it, as a reporter on the field and off.
It's kind of funny that you even mentioned that, because I really haven't heard the Rams doing anything. You can go anywhere around the city and literally everybody is talking about the Rams. Myles Garrett is the human embodiment of a conundrum wrapped in a quagmire. He literally rewrites the physics the NFL has yet to solve. He's got violent hands, a bag of bitty tricks, and a motor that runs on pure disdain of quarterbacks. His impact, it's more than just the sack total and what he's able to do. It's the geometry that he forces. He and the culture that he is bringing and installing in this outside linebacker defensive line room. Nate Schilhaas is already having to shift protections his way. You see Tyron and Blake and the tight ends chipping before they go out to routes. And with the acquisitions they made in the secondary, trying to design a quick game concepts just to survive is seemingly almost impossible. So, Myles Garrett, he does more than just disrupt the passer. Myles Garrett is the after effects of drinking tap water in Tijuana for play callers. He turns everything to crap. But even more than that, right? This is where things get fascinating. I know for some fans, the helmet swinging incident, made him a villain, but he has spent every year and the time here since rewriting that narrative with genuine intellectual curiosity. He's into poetry, paleontology, and he has a very thoughtful media presence. He's become the league's conscience on player safety. And the impact that you see is proven, that you can be a terrifying savage on Sundays and a Renaissance man on Mondays without being a phony. Myles Garrett is Leonardo da Vinci and Langston Hughes and Lycra. He's Plato and Paul Robeson and pads. The Rams are lucky. He's giving them football credibility this city's football fans haven't had, and honestly, we don't deserve.
Is he out like finding fossils on the weekend? You said a paleontologist?
Yeah, Myles Garrett, he has gone on some archaeological digs for dinosaur bones.
Interesting.
Adam, do the Raiders have that? Raiders beat guy?
I guess I have to find out.
Yeah,
you
you've got something to look into.
If anybody has.
Someone might know him. They may have gone on the mission with him.
Well, you talk a lot about Myles Garrett. I mean, obviously the speculation he's going to be paired with Aaron Donald to make one of the most fearsome defensive lines we've ever seen. I guess how certain are you that is going to happen? And with Vita Vea now available, is it either or could they potentially get both Vita Vea and Aaron Donald?
Well, I would call it a foregone conclusion only in the sense that death and taxes are, and even those have loopholes. So when AD walked away at the peak of his powers, his body was intact, his legacy was cemented. I don't think a return is more of a football decision. I think it's more of a soul decision. Does he miss the thrill enough to endure the weekly trench warfare? It appears so. And in talking to sources within the organization, it seems as if he's ramping up and priming up to. But the Rams can't bank on it. They're operating as if he is retired, which is the only prudent move for them to take. If he comes back, it's a gift. It's like finding Charlie Bucket's deed to the Wonka factory in a pair of old jeans. But the Rams are treating it as a given. The Rams treating it as a given is how you end up with the hole at defensive tackle. And Vita Vea, that's like saying if I win the lottery, I'm not really running for a second job at McDonald's. Vita Vea is a unicorn. He's a 350-pound wrecking ball who can somehow drop into coverage if needed. I don't know if the Rams have the requisite cap space or draft capital in order to do it. I think, even if Aaron Donald doesn't stay retired, what you're going to have to give up in order to get Vita Vea is you're going to have to give up Kobe Turner and or Braden Fisk plus draft capital. And I don't know if the Rams would want to do that, but with less need and Sean McVay at the helm, you can never count them out of running. But I don't see the financials allowing them to bring him in.
Eric Lampkin's up on Cofield and Company. He's covering Rams camp for the Sporting Tribune. By the way, fill us in on the details. Rams camp now is where, and what does the facility look like?
It's being held at Loyola Marymount University. This is the second year that they've held it there. You get a nice little breeze coming off the ocean. It's really close in Playa del Rey. And the view of the campus is absolutely spectacular. So if you have an opportunity to go to Rams camp, go check it out at Loyola Marymount. You might want to get there a little early because it's a fatal funnel trying to get there right as practice is getting ready to start.
Eric, what is camp like with Stafford? He's 38 years old. Obviously, they have to keep him upright because the back of a situation is a little more than shaky. And he's awesome. I mean, he had 46 touchdowns last year. What do they do with Stafford? Is he like full go or is it like a 25% go? How does Stafford operate in practice?
Oh, that's a great question. Sean McVay tempered Matthews' workload last year, and he only won a league MVP as a result. This year, we're seeing fewer 11-on-11 live reps. He has more time for recovery, and it appears that there's a deliberate throttle on deep balls being thrown in practice. And if you're facing the Rams this season, he's already in mid-season form. So good luck. The Rams are treating Stafford like a vintage sports car. You don't redline it in the driveway. You wait until January to open it up on the Autobahn, and the chemistry that Stafford has with his receivers is already baked in. So it looks like things are more about timing and not tissue damage.
Are we past, and I mean, there's no way to answer this because you don't know how the guy's going to behave. You feel like we're past all the off-the-field nonsense with Puka Nacua and his dopey pals who were all toxic. And I just wonder if something went south again to that degree and they didn't have him, all of a sudden receiver becomes a question. So I hope Puka used last year in the offseason to grow up.
Yeah, I think as it pertains to Puka, I think everything is behind him. Puka Nacua is a very gregarious, some might say altruistic person. And I think that with everything that transpired last season in the off season, is giving him time to reflect. And Puka has given us zero reason to think that's going to linger. He shows up to the facility. He shows up to practice ready. He's running pristine routes. He's blocking like a fullback, and he smiles like a golden retriever. I think the podcast bros that he was associated with, they were loud, they were obnoxious, but toxic, I think, is a strong word for guys who are essentially just like barstool adjacent hype men. Puka seems to have removed all the negative influences and people who were feeding him bad advice about cryptocurrency and touchdown celebrations. So it appears that it's a ton of background noise. He's not staying out till 4 a.m. And if Puka is up at 4 a.m, he's in his playbook.
Eric, let's go rapid fire. 3 questions in 2 minutes. Either side of the ball, is there someone that you've watched or you're like, wow, this is someone who's pretty exciting, aside from the stars? CJ Daniels.
I think this is cheating a little bit because he's a 24-year-old rookie who plays like a seasoned vet. He's practically a grandpa in rookie years, but his ability to release, attack leverage, and his ability to diagnose what the secondary is doing makes him look like a 5-year vet. He doesn't have the deer in the headlight moments. It appears as though he plays like I've seen this all before. But if Devontae Adams, Brandon Lloyd, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, if their genes were spliced in a lab and you created a wide receiver, you're looking at CJ Daniels. He's always open. He's a smooth route runner. And the only thing he's going to drop is a call coming over the Santa Monica Mountains.
We got 30 seconds left. Let's close with an LA question in terms of pressure. Rams get Aaron Donald. They complete this whole thing. Who's got the most pressure to win in LA? The Rams or Chargers, Dodgers, Galaxy, or Lakers?
I'd say it's the Trojans. And that's only because UCLA is coming. Lincoln Riley can only ill afford to not make the playoffs. So if anybody is under pressure, it is Lincoln Riley at USC.
Eric, appreciate it. Tell people where they can find you on socials.
You can find me, Eric Lampkins II. Just type it in at elam2 on X and Instagram.
Beautiful job. We'll talk to you, buddy.
All right, thank you.
I got to go back to the beginning of the conversation. I completely forgot about the Myles Garrett swinging the helmet. And I also remember that you and I probably were the only radio show in the country who were both like, we don't care. Mason Rudolph's a jackass. Yeah. Now, I don't want Mason Rudolph to have his skull caved in by Myles Garrett, but that there was so much made of that and that momentary blip of anger. Chill, okay? Chill.
Yeah, agree.
We got past it real quick.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Raider Nation, football's back. Join us August 11th at Allegiant Stadium for Raiders Open Practice. See the team in action and get ready for kickoff. Tickets are just $5, benefiting the Raiders Foundation. Get yours now at raiders.com/open practice.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone's so friendly here at Centennial Subaru. Can't walk 10 steps without a belly rub. They feed me snacks, and they even feed humans. Only thing bad I can say is they really like those guys on two wheels. This is why we bring our humans here. Go north, US 95 and Ann Road. Centennial Subaru, a short drive from everywhere.
Hey, Las Vegas, are you tired of plumbing prices that break the bank? At 365 Plumbing, we're bringing fair pricing back. Family owned and operated, we treat your home like it's our own. For your everyday plumbing needs, we're here 365 days a year, rain or shine, day or night. Extend the life of your water heater right now. For a limited time, take advantage of our water heater flush special for only $26. Visit us at 365plumbingnv.com. 365 Plumbing, because where the water flows, 365 Plumbing goes.
This summer, skip the airport chaos and hit the road for the perfect family getaway in Cedar City. In just 3 hours, you'll trade the desert heat for cool mountain air, breathtaking scenery, and outdoor adventure everyone will love. From hiking and biking to fishing and stargazing, Cedar City delivers big fun without the big price tag. Ride the chairlift at Bryan Head Resort, catch a show at the Utah Shakespeare Festival, and explore nearby national parks. Start planning your summer escape today at visitcedarcity.com.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
All right, that time of day for the A Spotlight. Listen, they've been competitive in this series against the Red Sox, and it's amazing the direction of both, the way both teams have gone. And I guess it's not amazing when you deep dive. Red Sox have good pitching. They have depth in starting pitching, so much so that they dealt Connerly early last week for Curtis Mead, who now is down 6 to 8 weeks. They get him, and he played like 2 games. Broken wrist. But Red Sox have a lot of pitching, and the reinforcements just were not on the way for the A's, Adam, as Gage Jump has come up and done a really good job. But, I mean, now they're kind of trying out relievers. Is he a long guy? Can he be a closer? Is he going to be a starter? So Barnett's going to start again today. And as I said, they've been competitive in this series. But then the crazy thing is, as their pitching has struggled, the hitting has gotten beat to hell. And now, Nick Kurtz, it's like everyone on the team suffers these, not everyone, but so many fluke injuries. If I read laceration one more time with Zach Geloff, and it's not to say like they're not real injuries, but Geloff had a run where he was playing great, and then he gets hurt and he comes back, and then like instantly he's hurt. And Nick Kurtz last night got dinged up. I mean, this isn't a shutdown situation. Like, you can deal with Shea Langeliers not playing much of the rest of the way, and he may be able to come back in September, but my God, to build towards whatever the next season is, if it's next year or the year after, they got to get a little bit healthy. You want to finish these last 40-plus games with some positive momentum, at least hit. And right now, the hitting against the Red Sox has not been great.
It's been, the last couple of months have not, been outstanding for the A's, who I think were playing above themselves a little bit, and now they're kind of more finding their level and dealing with injuries, as you mentioned. But you want to, I understand the timeline is 2028, especially for us, when we want them to start playing better. But you do want some positives, as you mentioned. And it's kind of hard when, you're not only not playing well, but also losing guys, and especially important guys.
Jacob Lopez last night, another good start, 5 1/3, 7 hits, a run, 8 Ks, just 2 walks. Bullpen was okay, but the lineup just didn't come through, and they couldn't scratch out really anything against a guy who is absolutely the definition of a journeyman in Sandoval, who they allowed to go 5+, just 2 runs, 7 Ks. So tonight they try to split the series. It's Sonny Gray, who's been unreal, 12-2 with a 2.78 ERA, high strikeout numbers, and Barnett's back on the mound as they try to kind of harness what he's going to be, because he certainly has stuff, but is he going to be most effective as a swing guy, a starter, closer, setup man? He's got an arm.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, you got to stockpile arms. So you got to find pitching where you can, and then figure out the roles at some point down the road.
The other teams in the division will be active. Angels will bail and trade some guys. Rangers, Mariners, and Astros are going to add. Astros got to 500 last night, which seemed like an impossibility early because they fell apart with their pitching. But now they're starting to get their pitching back. So they actually traded with the Angels today in division to pick up Logan O'Hoppe, who is a pretty good catcher, and he's not unbelievable this year offensively. But Rangers are going to make moves. They have money.
Yeah.
So that's the other problem is it doesn't matter. They're not in competition to win the division, but the division is going to be active. I wonder what the A's will do. I think most of it's going to be some tweaking and cleaning up, trying to get just some arm depth.
Yeah. Minor league players, future guys. Again, like we talked about the Raiders 2027 potential timeline. The A's are 2028. So most of what they do should be focused on being good in 2 years. And, I think that you have the ability to make moves now that'll help that happen.
Everyone in baseball, especially if you're a franchise that struggled recently, can certainly look at the turnaround of the White Sox. They won again today. They've just won back-to-back games against the Yankees. I was watching while we were on the show last night. Cam Schlittler, who we'll talk about later on, was throwing a freaking gem. And he actually had a good game. But, I was watching him third inning. He's a freaking 100-mile-an-hour, like painting the outside corner. Yankees couldn't win that one. Today they get shutout work for 7 innings from Ryan Weathers. And they lose. So White Sox beat them.
No comment on this one. That is our team this year. I have that syndicate where we pick
White Sox.
Every year. Yep.
Woo!
White Sox over. That was the bet.
Oh my God! What was the total?
Pretty low.
You're there, right?
80, yeah. No, I think it was like 72.
Okay. Well,
if I remember, I got to go back and look.
They're at 57 now.
Can you believe what they just said?
It's the dumbest. I don't get this.
I can't do it.
Join the conversation. Hit up the Finley Kia text line, 702-364-1100.
This traffic report is brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com.
Beltway northbound at Sahara, Tropicana at Maryland Parkway, Sahara at the 15, and Flamingo at Pecos. Overnight lows in the upper 80s.
This traffic report was brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com. Here's your chance to own a luxury vehicle at a non-luxury price. Hi, this is Brennan, General Manager at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Come and see a variety of our certified pre-owned vehicles at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas or visit us online at jlrlv.com.
One moment can turn life upside down. Your comeback starts with the right team by your side. At DeCastro Verde Law, we've spent decades helping injured Nevadans take back their lives.
BrothersWin.com. Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show, hosted by Paul Howard. Now live every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the William Hill Sportsbook inside Palms Casino Resort. He'll break down all the latest betting action, including the odds, matchups, and who bettors are backing the most. After the William Hill Radio Show, make the William Hill Sportsbook at Palms Casino Resort your home for betting with live, continuous in-game wagering. Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Noah.
My first car was a 2001 Dodge Neon with a blue wing, and it happened to match my high school sweetheart, who's now my wife, her black 2005. So my uncle has been in the industry for well over 25 years. He recommended Rock Auto immediately to buy my first set of brakes. I would recommend Rock Auto just because it's simple, it's easy to find the parts you're looking for, it's all at a good price.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Hey, Jeff, how's the new job working out?
Really sucks. Terrible boss and the paycheck is even worse. I gotta get a new job.
Truck you.
Wait, what?
Truck you.
You don't have to curse at me.
Dude, you should check out Truck You CDL training. My brother got his CDL license in 4 weeks and now he has a new career making great money.
Okay, I'm listening.
Truck You offers small classes with night and weekend times available. They will even help with payment programs. Check them out. Truck, the letter U, LV.com. Truck You.
Technology never stands still. And neither does Lessels and IT. For 70 years and counting, we've helped businesses adapt. grow, and stay secure through every change. With experienced people and smart technology solutions, we make work easier, more productive, and more secure. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let less be here for you.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Port of Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Adam Hill is here, so we're going to lean a lot on his Raiders coverage. We'll get back to the Raiders here in about 15 minutes. What's going on the first couple days of camp. Look at some angles with the linebackers, also the wide receivers, and we'll hear from Fernando Mendoza. I know that you don't get to cover college football like you used to or like to or want to, but certainly Michigan is still squarely in your purview.
Sure.
And this week, Big Ten Media Days are going on. And, while UNLV had a couple of days, check that, Mountain West Conference had a couple of days, players one day, coaches the next. Big Ten's crazy because the conference is so freaking big. So they need 3 days. And they do players and coaches on each day. And they have 6 teams, check that, schools a day. Michigan was up today. What's going to happen to quarterback? Because as you pointed out, billionaire backers of the program were the ones who were able to land your prize quarterback.
Sure.
That was an old coaching staff. What do you think happens? Is the leash shorter? I mean, expectations are not going to. They're not going to take a back step.
No, I do think that there is some responsibility to play Bryce because of the money, but I also do feel like he's incredibly talented. I think there was flashes last year playing as a true freshman, and I understand in this world of college sports, like you forget sometimes. That there's actually kids that are freshmen, but he was 17. When he got to campus, he was 17. That's crazy. And
well, now because of the money, there is no understanding that, especially if you throw a young guy out there, like you said, there's pressure to play him, but he's going to have growing pains.
Yeah.
Every 17, 18, 19-year-old is not going to walk on the field playing major college football and be awesome. I mean, I think we're going to see it this year. You remember the criticism when all that money stuff went down with Nico Iamaleava at Tennessee, and they're like, he wasn't even that good. Like, he was a child. Well, we paid him a lot of money. He should be great. Like, that's not the way it works. Yeah. So they have to stick with Underwood. He does have a lot of talent. Is the actual backup, is it BFN from Colorado State? BFN
Probably.
From CSU? Is it Braden Fowler-Nicolosi?
Probably. Okay,
so there's not really a competition like nipping at his heels. He would have to be horrendous.
He's got good experience, but yeah, I think it's his job for sure. It would have to be there'd have to be a very clear, gap between them for him not to be the guy for all season.
I listened to a bunch of coverage of Media Days on SiriusXM, and you can tell me if I'm not objective. I thought the conversation during, and you didn't hear it, so I don't know how you're going to react to this, but I thought the conversation a lot of times about where college football is right now was so much more mature and nuanced with Big Ten voices than SEC voices. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really good. I was listening to Rick Neuheisel with Jeff Schwartz, and I forget who, maybe it might have been Rhett Lewis. And they were talking about, because Tony Petitti, the commissioner of the conference, they're pushing back on this Protect College Sports Act because it's ridiculous. And they can't get it done, and they can't shoehorn it, and it's not a cover-all, save college football because there's too many things to still take care of. And this notion that they're just going to install a system where we just tell the players what's going to happen and they're not going to get their freaking pantsuit off without collectively bargaining. Like, these guys actually had that conversation. Like, they jumped right to it. They were all like, yeah, none of this is going to work unless they collectively bargain. And I was really impressed by Schwartz because I don't hear it often. Like, we are a big labor and pro athlete and now college athlete show. I'm for the athletes.
Yeah.
I'm for them making money. I'm for them having their rights protected. You know why? Because we make nothing compared to them, but we are them.
Right.
We're
the workers.
I'm not a billionaire. I don't come from billionaires. So that's who I connect with. And immediately Jeff Schwartz was like, wait, the government is going to step in and limit the amount someone can be paid.
Yeah.
And they're not government employees. Yeah. How is that? And then he paused from saying what he should have said. That is un-American.
Yeah.
So I have to, they don't care, but I had to mention if you get to hear replays, I would listen. I thought it was really good conversation. And in by the way, with all of the good college football talk about the personnel and mentioned yesterday, Barry Odom was on. There was a really good conversation with Barry Odom.
I'm going to push back on the un-American thing. I mean, making sure money goes to the rich whites over the poor blacks
Yeah.
is the most American thing possible.
I mean, we can see what's going on here. You know, it's just another part of the shell game.
course.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So on the field, there's a lot of interesting stories. Can I tell you one of the darlings of this whole thing, who they were blown away by? Because when you talk to coaches, especially the guys who were established, like sometimes it's kind of matter of fact, their enthusiasm isn't there. So the new coaches, a lot of times you're like, whoa, all right. Because they're either taking something over that needs to be re-energized or they've been re-energized. So I thought, I've heard Pat Fitzgerald before. I've never heard him like this. Like, I'm sure that was a big wake-up call to get booted from Northwestern. Now he's back in the conference with Michigan State. I thought he was really good. But the belle of the ball was Bob Chesney, which I thought was a weird hire. But now I'm starting to get it because he gets it.
Yeah.
Like, he's everything that they didn't have. And Deshaun Foster tried, but he just didn't have enough experience. They are freaking fired up at UCLA. And that is, especially since they're not going to play UNLV this year, that is a program I'm 100% rooting for. You know how strongly I felt about that whole Nico thing with Tennessee and how much that kid got bashed. Again, players' rights. If you don't want to pay him, then he leaves.
Yeah.
Simple as that, you know, but people crushing him. And I don't think he's worked with very good coaches. I mean, Jerry Neuheisel's a guy who's got some talent, but he has not been dealt a great deck here with coaches.
No.
So I hope this guy Chesney gets the best out of him. And don't be surprised. Like, based on the raw skills, Nico, I'm not saying he's going to beat out Arch Manning for number one pick.
No.
But he is a pro prospect if he starts to realize his potential.
So Arch Manning is still fascinating to me that, you know, people have a hard time changing their opinions on things. And I heard a lot of, you know, Arch Manning bashing this offseason. Clearly people did not watch like the last half of last season. Like, Arch Manning was clearly the number one pro prospect quarterback. It's if you actually watched what was going on down there, but because he took a little while to live up to what he was, I mean, he's been looked at as overrated since he was, again, as a freshman, supposed to be a superstar, didn't get to play. And then it wasn't a smooth transition. It wasn't automatically the Heisman Trophy winner when he stepped on the field. Oh, this guy sucks. Okay. Look what he's doing now. And people have a hard time saying, oh, he did finally figure it out. And he did figure it out. And that guy looked awesome.
I don't root for most of the schools in the Big Ten. So let's get this straight. While I talk about Big Ten broadcasters or the conference, and when I compare it to the SEC, I don't like either conference. I don't like most of the schools in either conference. I don't like Indiana at all. That'll never change.
My second home this summer.
Their devotion to Bob Knight will never go away for me. Kurt Cignetti off his national championship. Here we go. Do we know what he's talking about here? He says, quote, "We don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything is earned, not given. When we fall short, we say we fall short. When we don't win, we don't cry a river. We don't whine and complain. That's why we're the best." Okay, you didn't need the last part. Why would he attack Tulane like that? Clearly, his target is...
It's all the SEC.
Yes, the mouth of the South, Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, and many of the donks who coach around the Southeastern Conference, and probably most importantly, their fans.
Yeah, I think everyone involved with the SEC, which is ordinarily I'd probably hate Curt Cignetti. I love this. He's right. And he's, I mean, obviously a tremendous football coach. He's great. But yeah, it's very accurate. It's very true. So it's been going on for a long time. It's definitely what's going on now.
Sorry, I let that whole my second home thing blow past.
Yeah.
I forgot about your love of Indianapolis.
Not love. No, not Indianapolis. I'm saying I was in Bloomington so much this
That's a good point. Trying to cover Mendoza.
Bloomington Courtyard. I think the indoor pool is still under construction because I went 3 times to the same hotel and under construction the entire time.
Wow. Were you jonesing to use it?
Oh, the hot tub. Yes.
Are you a hotel hot tub guy?
Oh, yeah.
Stick to sports.
Oh, yeah.
Cut it out. You are?
Big hotel hot tub guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe because you've never asked me to share the hot tub with you, nor do I want to. So
no,
we've been on the road together, actually in rooms together.
I always try to find out when does it close? All right, go half hour before. Just get it to yourself. It's great.
It's funny. That's not my first mission when I go on the road about finding out what's closed and what's open.
Yeah.
As I go into my Bill Raftery material here, drinking on the road. So yeah, Sig taking shots at the SEC. Can we make the early prediction right now on what is going to be the most insufferable narrative when it comes to the college football playoff? Think about what I'm saying here. With only 12 slots. So we're at 12 slots and people are like, we don't have enough getting in. I don't think people were paying attention to the SEC's change in scheduling. And this was totally done on purpose so they have a talking point. It's so obnoxious. They're now playing 9 conference games, which means they're going to piss and moan about how great their schedule is. And I mean, what do you want? Our record's our record, but we play in the SEC
every week. It's a grind.
Well, was there like a ESPN FPI or something came out and they had the top 25 schedules in the country and every SEC school was ranked in the top 25.
Yeah.
And it was like 14 of the top 17. And it's the same bullcrap we talk about in college basketball, where at the end of the year, it's like, oh, the net ratings for the Power 4 or Power 5 conferences, they're unbelievable. Yeah, because it all builds on itself.
Of course.
And you don't play anyone outside of your conference. But there will be no friggin' shame from SEC coaches screaming that from the mountaintops. Like, what do you want us to do? Schedule's impossible.
Well, that's why they did it.
That was a strategic move.
Of course. They made it so that they set it up so they can do this. This is their whole reason for doing it. And that's what they're going to do all season long. You're going to hear it every single week. Every team that loses. And it will be the media will be complicit in the SEC media.
Oh.
After whoever loses, the first question, like, oh, this schedule, man. What are you supposed to do?
I do have to say, I mentioned one guy a couple of times in Jeff Schwartz. He did get me. You know what? I think maybe he was joking. I think he was joking. Now I'm picking up on his sarcasm. He said something to the effect of our conference, but I think he was kind of laying it on thick about going to Oregon and now kind of like I do at Rutgers. Like, hey, long time Big Ten guy, Big Ten grad. But here's the problem is that Nick Saban actually does say us and we during coverage. Yeah. Nick, you cover all of college football. You can't say us. And you coach at Michigan State. You're from West Virginia. What are we doing with the us?
An accident isn't just an accident.
It's lost time, lost wages.
In a fight you didn't choose. That's where we come in.
At DeCastro Law, we deliver serious firepower for serious injuries.
We fight to make things right.
When you're injured,
the choice is clear.
We're the DeCastro brothers, and we have your back.
Together we win. BrothersWin.com.
At DeCastro Verde Law, the brothers have your back. BrothersWin.com.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
You wouldn't put your life savings into a slot machine, so why keep it at a big bank where every month can feel like a gamble? At One Nevada Credit Union, we aren't playing games with your money. You get stability, local service, and better rates. Stop pulling the lever and hoping for the best. Switch to One Nevada Credit Union. Don't gamble with big banks.
Our focus is you.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, Las Vegas, are you tired of plumbing prices that break the bank? At 365 Plumbing, we're bringing fair pricing back. Family owned and operated, we treat your home like it's our own. For your everyday plumbing needs, we're here 365 days a year, rain or shine, day or night. Extend the life of your water heater right now. For a limited time, take advantage of our water heater flush special for only $26. Visit us at 365plumbingnv.com. 365 Plumbing, because where the water flows, 365 Plumbing goes.
Interleague play as the Red Sox take on the Dodgers. Coverage begins Sunday at 3:30 on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
Brought to you by Finley Toyota. We're here for you.
Miss a show? Check out lvsportsnetwork.com for everything ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas. Live from the Finley Toyota studio, you're listening to ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, here we go. 5 o'clock hour. Puffing it out. Not really. But I know Adam is up very early. I got a little dose of the early stuff today. Steve Cofield, Adam Hill, James, Cofield and Company, ESPN Las Vegas. This part of the show is brought to you by Jackson's Bar and Grill, 6020 West Flamingo. Great spot pre and post before anything on the strip, sporting events, shows, really any time of day because they got a 24/7 happy hour. Great gaming specials. Of course, it is one of your hometown hockey headquarters. And why? Because their menu is awesome. I tell you all the time, go check the dessert board. Man, oh man, my East Coast trip, I tried to stay away from dessert. There was a lot of good desserts. I stayed away for the most part. But Jackson's has great desserts. They're known for their steaks. So Tasting Table named Jackson's to a list of the top 7 steaks in the country under $30. 22-pound, check that, $22, 1-pound ribeye. Imagine 22 pounds. Huh. It's an eating contest.
Like
Joey Chestnut's coming.
I don't know if you have a plate big enough.
22 for the 1-pound ribeye, 22 for the garlic marinated bistro filet. It's Jackson's Bar and Grill, at Flamingo and Jones, 6020 West Flamingo. Yeah, I got a dose of the earlies today because UNLV practices pretty early, just like the Raiders, because they want to make sure they're not killing the kids by having them out there 11:30, 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they bumped it up an hour today. So they started out at 7:20. They were off the field by 9:30. What's the schedule with the Raiders?
Right now they're practicing at 7:30.
Okay.
It's not
the same
ideal.
time.
Yeah, not ideal.
And how often will they go inside?
Not very. We'll see later on. They're going to have some more later afternoon practices, so it might happen then. But I think for certain in the early morning they won't be inside.
I feel like the players, in a way, suffer from the fact that they've had so many coaches, because I feel like each coaching staff that comes in is like, we're not going to be inside. We got to teach toughness. Like, yeah, we get it.
Well, I know
inside AC. We got this beautiful facility. Let's go in.
There were some popular podcasters at practice this morning, and former NFL players. They were very excited that they were outside. Like,
they were.
Oh yeah, get out on the grass. I love it. That was Taylor Lewan, direct quote. He was very happy that they were practicing.
Was
outside.
Compton with him?
Yeah, and their team of producers.
Was Josh Pate there? That bootlicker.
I don't think so.
They're doing a college football.
Oh, really?
They're doing some kind of college football coverage, which I think Josh Pate is. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think he's very pro coach. So, and I'm not anti coach, but I'm not anti player. I feel like he's anti player. I had a question on the whole practicing in the heat thing. I don't know where this person is from and if they're a person, but it says Costa Mesa, but who knows? Ben was asking me, why does UNLV opt to practice in the heat when they play in an air-conditioned facility? I figured this was kind of set up because there's a lot of around the Pac-12 donks and other Mountain West opponents will often talk about, UNLV rents their stadium. It's different. Like, however you want to put it, that's fine. It was built for them as well. Maybe not, 50-50 built for them and the Raiders, and I gave that's a good response. No context. UNLV said, why do they opt to practice in the heat? And the answer was because we're not.
Yeah.
We'll say pusses around here.
Like.
Yeah. Because that was a reaction to, I chronicled a hydration break. My answer was the stadium is too far away to be functional. They don't have first dibs on using it whenever. I also mentioned, I do believe as funding gets better, I think they will look to do part of the camp out of town like they used to.
Sure.
I can't say that's a guarantee. And there are plans at some point to build some sort of bubble or practice facility.
They used to be like up in Ely, I think.
Yeah. So not there yet. And listen, there's also a difference between the old facilities for football and they're now in a freaking palace, and it makes everything easier. And I know Caleb Herring has pointed out that recovery after practice when you're on the road in East Jabib is not the same when you're at the, top-notch facility, and recovery is big.
Yeah. And I think you can ask the same question about the Raiders. Why are they practicing outside? I think it's, you condition yourself to be able to withstand the heat and the elements, not because you have to, because it'll just make you better. If you can, get through that, the game in the air conditioning is very easy.
Michael Scheer was asked, the linebacker coach, he was asked a question about the heat, and I got the sense that he just wanted to say basically what that no context guy said. Like, why do we practice out here? Because we're trying to toughen them up.
Yeah.
It's actually an advantage later in the season.
Sure.
But
not all your games are at home either.
I also have to say that I'm not out there practicing. I have some more comments on that too. So, but before we get to the Raiders, before we get to UNLV and some of the sound, we were talking to different people at practices and getting some notes. The WNBA is a league that just keeps on delivering. And I don't want to be too harsh because, the basketball action has gotten better over the years. They have legit stars. It's a league now that's got pretty good depth. So I'm kind of intrigued by what happens at the trade deadline, especially with your good buddy, Kelsey Plum, where she goes. She's a difference maker. But they do seem to have a PR blunder, whether it's local or league-wide, like every week. I mean, this is stupid.
Yeah.
What were Paige Beckers and Angel Reese doing?
So they had made a bet during the All-Star game last weekend. They had made a bet on their upcoming game this week with Atlanta playing Dallas. They were, kind of joking around, 400, winner gets 400, whatever, just kind of messing around about it. It was on video. It was somehow posted on the WNBA account yesterday as they were getting ready to play the game.
They were talking about making a bet.
Yeah.
They were on video, and the league social media posted it.
Yeah.
What could go wrong with that?
Somebody very quickly realized this is very much against the rules of the league. I think when you think about it, you're like, $400, who cares? Small thing. But it's the point. You can't do that. Quickly had to delete it. And it's just a complete...
And then I saw a statement today, and I was like, I'm not even reading this. This is just... Yeah. They did it again.
It's such an obvious self-inflicted wound. It just... I understand you're trying to market. It's a fun little thing, but can't do it. You can't do it. And they did it.
Aces got a win to start the week. Tonight, big game against the Liberty. Liberty have not been great. They're 16-12, but guess what? Last year, the Aces were what? 500 with about 17 games left in the season, and then basically did not lose the rest of the way. Liberty certainly have the talent to make a run here. So that's a 7:00 start. I wanted to mention something else, but I'm going to keep that to myself for now.
Okay.
We'll get to that down the road. Around the NFL, I don't think this is a PR blunder because I think certainly it's going to connect with groups of people. Did I see Vic Fangio, the DC of the Eagles? Is he making a Fauci joke?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, he entered his press conference and said, I'm just going to plead the fifth to every question like Fauci. Do you guys see that? Like, all right, bro. I don't think it would be the dumbest thing in the world. It'd be funny, but I don't believe that he actually gets what happened. Like, if you actually understood what happened and why that happened and what a absolute charade that was yesterday, and you want to make a joke about it, that's fine. I don't think he is. I don't think he's that smart.
Wasn't he playing to his audience?
Maybe
like a nuanced group,
Philly people. It's so ridiculous. Just the lack of understanding of what that was. And I mean, I guess you're just kind of telling on yourself when you do that, of just like, oh, hey, you go to the start of the press conference. Hey guys, I'm a moron. What do you got for me? Same thing, same effect.
It's not the exact.
It is same effect.
I said there's part of the audience that will greet it with like, "Hey, good statement. You're right."
People that just don't understand. If you understand what happened, then you wouldn't. You wouldn't be making jokes about it necessarily.
Man, oh man, Adam Hill hasn't been in a while. I have so many follow-up topics that we've hit the last couple of weeks that I wanted to run by you. I was asking Willie the other day because I couldn't remember the kid's name. Mike Lombardi's kid who was here with the Raiders. Mick. And he's now with the Niners?
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe he's going to be Shanahan's driver.
Rim shot. Have you been watching the quick fire reaction over the last about 5 days on Michael Lombardi being suspended?
There's not a lot of people that like him.
That's what I noticed. Holy crap. It's like people were just waiting around. I'm like, Bruce Feldman, college football insider, like just absolute takedown.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, I think because he was in the market and we had spoken to him a couple of times and we know people who worked with him, like you come to understand he can be quite the horse's ass.
Yeah.
But I never really took offense to it.
No.
But there are people who were really offended by him.
Yeah.
And we didn't deal with him in the sort of in that realm where, you know, he could be a D-bag to you and really drive home the arrogance. He pushed a lot of people over the edge because that was when he was told, you know, when the news came out that UNC was, you know, putting him on the sidelines pending an investigation, people just freaking ran to go write stories and just crush him.
Well, I will say I had a very positive relationship with him and talked to him quite a bit, but I also understand that he wanted positive coverage for his son and like, I know why he was being
right
the way he was to me. Like I was never under any delusions about it.
Right.
So,
he really likes me.
Yeah. Oh, this is this guy.
Yeah.
Wow. What a good guy.
You know what's funny? How many people don't understand that?
Yeah.
Which is also why I have trouble really taking people as genuine because I'm always like, it's our whole Mendoza thing. Yeah. Like, you can't be this nice.
True.
We've had, I mean, I can't wait to get him on again because we just kiss his ass and I think make him feel uncomfortable. But John Trich, who was here in the media, is now in Denver. He's
the lone exception.
He just throws us off because he's just like, there's got to be something. You're too nice.
I think he's the lone exception. He's just a genuinely good person.
But you feel like everyone else has.
That's why I don't. Really
okay,
like
Kirk Cousins and Mendoza.
I don't like him. He makes me uncomfortable.
Kirk Cousins and Mendoza. They have a grand plan for you, like or for life. Like they're always working it. You feel there's an angle, or are they genuinely nice guys?
Well, I think there's a balance. Like I do think Mendoza is a good guy, but I also think he's struggling to find his real self in terms of not like I think he's his real self from everybody I talked to in the locker room. He's his real self in the locker room.
Yeah.
But he's struggling to find that when he does interviews and when he's on camera. Like that's not necessarily who he is. So I think there's also that understanding of who you are and feeling comfortable being who you are when the cameras are on. There is, and he's a young guy still.
Yeah.
I think he will find that eventually. We also, when you hear him talk, and actually one of the TV people said this today, and they said it kind of throws him off for their sound bites on TV, but he pauses so much when he speaks because he's trying to make sure he says the right thing.
I'm going to go down a path which I don't know that you're going to love, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what I do. Adam Hill is here. It's Cofield, ESPN Las Vegas. We'll get to what Mendoza said today, also what was said at UNLV football practice day number 2. If Tom Brady was overly nice to you, what would you think was happening? Would you be like, hey, you know what? I heard he's a nice guy. He's being a nice guy to me. Do you think there would be a work?
No, I think he might just know that I'm a Michigan guy.
Okay.
I think that's probably true.
Can you explain to me what's happening with him slapping Logan Paul?
There's been a ongoing feud. It's been for like 8 months now.
Is that right?
Started with
hold on. Feud.
Yeah.
In quotes.
Quote unquote feud.
Is that when they got really hostile with each other in the flag football game?
Yeah. That was there.
Man, I thought they were going to fight.
It seems like it's going to happen. Has nothing to do with the fact that Tom Brady, owner of the Raiders, is now in business with the new owners of the Raiders who run WWE and Endeavor and WME and all these other businesses.
I also was making the ties last week to not only TKO and Endeavor, but taking the Endeavor thing more, stretching it out more. That flag football thing was doing business with the Saudis.
Of course.
And who's got WrestleMania next year?
Well, clearly you read my column on Sunday. It's what
I don't see your
columns. That's what I pointed out.
Is that what you pointed out? Good.
Of course. Like, I mean, it's very obvious what's happening here.
Did you get any pushback on that? Anyone in the Raiders organization say anything to you? They call you? Leave
No.
TB12 alone?
TKO group was not thrilled.
Yeah.
But
what's not thrilled? I don't know.
I mean, it's what it is.
It's professional wrestling.
Of course it is.
It's all the work. There's all angles.
Of course. This is who owns the Raiders now.
Yeah.
Like these things are going to happen, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like they're going to do business, get more money, get more profit, get more exposure, and maybe that money turns into more money invested in the organization and everything else. Like who knows? But like, it can't be a bad thing. It hasn't worked the other way. Just embrace it, I guess.
I don't have it on the record yet, but I hear that Josh Pastner actually wants to be a tag team wrestler with Brady.
Well, he'll do it for $12 million.
Right. Anything that works. Anything for publicity. But there are a lot of people. Did Patrick Peterson say, come on, man?
Yeah. Like,
former NFL defensive back.
Yeah. He said, along the same lines. He just said, you don't need this. It makes no sense. And was kind of putting it out there. I think it was at a golf tournament. Actually, the golf tournament was hilarious. It was the Swagga Vance Golf Invitational, which I didn't get invited to, unfortunately.
Should have been.
He just said, first of all, he said he's a quarterback. He doesn't want any part of that. That was the first part of it. He said, these Michigan men wear their heart on their sleeve, but WWE, Tom, just let it be. Just let it be, man. I don't know what Michigan had to do with it, but he brought it up.
It doesn't bother me because I think I understand one part of Brady's path, which is accumulate lots of wealth.
Sure.
And, if you can have fun along the way and develop partnerships. And again, if they're willing to get into business, and they clearly are with the Saudis, there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money there. Now, here's this angle. Florio's been on this one from Pro Football Talk. Not a former football player, but a rich celebrity of sorts at the time. Who else got involved with WrestleMania and Vince McMahon back then when McMahon was part of it?
Oh, Trump?
Yep.
So
And
Brady's
Florio
launching a political run?
Florio thinks this is all a long game to be a guy who runs for president. I forget who mentioned the note that there were some people in the Republican Party who already came to Brady and they're like, hey, let's vet this a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this at you because I don't know that you would vote for Tom Brady, but I'm going to give you two choices.
Okay.
If there was a presidential election where it was Tom Brady against Stephen A. Smith, I just saw you roll your eyes. Who do you think would more align with your needs, your wants, your desires, your philosophy?
Well, I would assume Stephen A., but I I mean, that'd be a tough vote.
I should have had the conversation. This was about 10 days ago. One of my good friends of like 30 plus years, he's done really well in life, still doing well. He's making money. And he was doing a full-throated pitch about Stephen A. Smith, and he didn't mention like anything about his bombastic sports personality. Like he really thought he was genuinely a good candidate.
I mean, well,
and I don't think I was ready to have that conversation.
That's where we are now. So, I mean, I guess why not? It's preposterous, but
I think I'd have to hear the pitch from both of them, but I think I'd more align with Stephen A.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, neither's good.
I don't want to. Don't make me do
But we
this.
are going to get to that point. I mean, we've kind of been on celebrity or candidate or, old candidate.
Right.
But it's going to be celebrity for celebrity at some point.
I mean, that would be fascinating to have two guys who were in their 50s running against each other.
Well, they wouldn't run for another 20 years.
Actually, Brady's what? He's not even 50 yet, is he?
Well, yeah, I think he might be.
Is he?
No, I guess not.
No,
It's going to be close.
46?
No, he's older than that.
I feel like I'm staying the same age. Everyone's catching up to me, like you.
48.
48?
Yeah.
Holy crap. All right.
It's going to be actually 49 this week.
Maybe Stephen A is pushing 60. I think Stephen A is a little bit older than me. So there you go. Food for thought, everybody. First of many conversations on this subject. Because
Stephen A's 58.
He's 58. Okay. A couple years older than me. Good.
They'll run in like the 2046 election.
What do you think about Mendoza sound? We good? Okay, so what do you think about Mendoza today? Was it kind of overthinking and being a little too calculated?
With him with his
Availability.
interview?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I read the transcript. I was actually at there was dueling pressers, so I was over with Stokes and Quay Walker.
How dare you miss Mendoza?
Well, there was 75 people at his and one. I basically got one-on-ones at the other one.
And actually, those are really important.
Of course they are. But I mean, I overheard a lot of it, and I obviously read the transcript back, and I thought he was more loose and personable than he has been for the most part. And obviously, it was a different setting. The way they do it at training camp is outside on the practice field. It's a little bit different than being in a media room. It's also very hot for the players. If you notice, if you're watching the availability, you should see that they'll bring in towels. And
hey, what's going on?
It's just they can't figure out how to cool off the.
Well, at first I saw Crosby. It was shirtless, right? He's not wearing like a shirt that looks like tattoos, right?
Everybody knew that he was going to go shirtless.
I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, but all the guys are getting towels and trying to wipe down as they're doing their pressers. So it was kind of warm, but I thought he was definitely more casual than he has been.
Listen to Mendoza here talk about learning progressions.
Coach Sullivan had me do a great exercise where he had me watch every single play of my OTAs, detail it on what were the problems of that play, and kind of rate my timing, accuracy, footwork, progression. And through that, I was able to see some common themes and common mishaps I would have on certain concepts. So I was able to reflect on them throughout the summer, walk through them, and then now when I'm here in training camp, I'm able to, when I feel those urges come up, I'm able to kill them and make the right play, whether that's take a calculated shot down the field, whether that's taking a check down, or whether that's throwing the ball away.
Yesterday, Andrew Janocko said that your biggest place of improvement was your command of the offense. Where do you see that you have improved the most?
I believe with comfortability and with also not just knowing the scheme, but also knowing the guys better and creating a better relationship with them, the command it levels up. And the command comes from the offensive line telling me, hey, you need to be louder in the huddle. We need to hear a better cadence. And I'm learning a lot from those guys, whether it's the offensive line, running backs, tight ends, or receivers, those veteran guys who are year two and beyond, them giving me feedback. And and then we're all coming together and then they're helping my command, but I'm really taking part of their command.
You got to love it.
Do you?
Yes.
What do you love?
Do you realize we all remember one of the great speeches by Marty Schottenheimer? Because in a way, Marty had sort of that childlike excitement, even as an older coach. And he gave the speech, I think it was to the Chiefs, where he was like, it's about the gleam, Ben.
Gotta have the gleam.
The gleam. You and I have no gleam.
No, that's true.
Our hope has been extinguished.
You know
we are broken, bitter shells of men. This kid is so excited to talk football. How could you not smile at that?
You know whose favorite
I
speech
love
that
him.
is? Gooch.
James, I looked at James, and James is like, this is freaking on. He's so excited to talk about learning.
I don't think that's what James was saying.
The gleam.
Gooch loves the gleam speech. Our friend Gooch here in the building.
Gooch would.
He does. He still, to this day, quotes.
Oh, the gleam speech. I thought you meant with Mendoza.
Yeah,
so he's
gotta
probably
have
going to
the
love
gleam.
Yeah. Was Gooch mocking, or did he like the speech?
I think he liked it.
Like, I think Mendoza would connect with Gooch. With a Gooch type. Like, if
No.
Gooch was an offensive lineman, do you think Gooch is he's too far gone?
Gooch, first of all, Gooch is very skinny.
Well, I'm saying, let's pretend he's 6'5" and 317. I think Gooch needs hope. I think Mendoza would be good. A fresh voice over on Comp. I hope they can land the Fernando Mendoza show. I think we've got $700,000 for the season to get Comp. Comp has the Fernando Mendoza show
You listen to
with
that,
Gooch.
Listen to that podcast, Gooch and Fernando.
By the way, let's also say if Gooch were hosting the Fernando Mendoza show on Comp, there is someone here who would take their car and drive it through the building.
I know.
That would be the end of it.
I'm aware.
You're very aware.
Gooch and Nando? Nando and Gooch?
Okay, we got to stop. We have guests who are designated gleam in their eye, men and women. Dustin Swedelson is one of them. He still has that boy-like charm. Okay, I'm getting creepy now.
I don't know if that's true either.
Okay, outwardly he has it.
Okay.
Outwardly he has it. You know what's a great thing to go see when you're super excited is minor league baseball. Because those guys are gritty and they're working to make it to the majors.
I don't know what that was. They've got a gleam, though.
They do have the gleam. 4-pack of tickets, Aviators in Tacoma, coming up on the 6th. LV Ballpark. If you don't get the tickets from James, we got a 4-pack right here, 364-1100, caller 7. Ticketmaster.com is where you get them. Aviators in town to take on Tacoma on the 6th of August. Get in right now, caller 7.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line. 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
Traffic is brought to you by Paul Pata Law. It's not about the injury, it's about the recovery.
Accident, Rampart Boulevard showing southbound at Canyon Run. Also Rainbow Boulevard just north of Cheyenne Avenue, Sahara Avenue at the 15, and Las Vegas Boulevard southbound at Pebble.
Traffic was brought to you by Paul Pata Law, your personal recovery attorneys.
Hi, this is Paul Pata from Paul Pata Law. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, you need an attorney that understands the unique challenges that a motorcycle accident can create. At Paul Pata Law, we'll guide you through your journey of recovery. Check us out at paulpatalaw.com.
This Lotus Cares message is brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas. July is National Volunteer Month. Volunteer locally. Give back while meeting like-minded individuals. Join community groups and nurture existing ties and bring your friends along. This Lotus Cares message is brought to you by Subaru of Las Vegas. That's easy. That's community. SubaruofLasVegas.com.
As a parent, I had no idea that I could choose my child's school in the Clark County School District. We switched to a 4-star school that has robotics and a chess club, and my son has never been happier.
CCSD offers choices when it comes to your child's school. You might be surprised to learn that there are open seats available across many schools in the Clark County School District, including high-performing 4- and 5-star schools. Open enrollment lets you choose the CCSD school that's right for your family, as long as they have seats available. You might even qualify for up to $1,000 to cover transportation costs.
We are so happy that we got to choose a CCSD school that works for us.
School registration is happening now for the 2026-2027 school year. Visit itsyourchoice.ccsd.net to search for CCSD schools with available seats. It's your choice. This message sponsored by the Clark County School District, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead? Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection. You object to what? Erroneous. Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Port of Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 877-1500.
Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney.
Everyone's so friendly here at Centennial Subaru. Can't walk 10 steps without a belly rub. They feed me snacks, and they even feed humans. Only thing bad I can say is they really like those guys on two wheels. This is why we bring our humans here. Go north, US 95 and Ann Road. Centennial Subaru, a short drive from everywhere.
This sports update is brought to you by Dollar Loan Center. Get up to $5,000 in minutes at Dollar Loan Center. Free to apply, and new customers enjoy 1 week of free interest on their first loan. Visit don'tbebroke.com.
Tonight at the Michelob Ultra Arena, the Las Vegas Aces host the New York Liberty. Tip-off set for just after 7 o'clock. The Aces are 7-3 in their last 10 games and currently sit 3 games behind the Minnesota Lynx for the best record in the WNBA.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Adam Hill is here. It's Cofield. We'll close out the show in about 15 minutes with some more comments from UNLV football practice today. Maybe another Mendoza comment. Although I don't like the way you react to Fernando Mendoza comments. I don't like this.
It's fine.
He's very enthusiastic.
He is enthusiastic.
And those of us who are in the media, we often complain that, so many players and coaches are curmudgeons and don't want to speak and don't have anything to say. This kid has a lot to say. It's cool. It's cool covering him. It's cool covering young people who still are freaking excited. They're not grizzled.
True.
It's a good thing.
Sure.
That's why I cover college football and college basketball. The kids. Want to be around the kids. That positivity. And I just said, a guy who still has the gleam in his eye is Dustin Swedelson from VSiN. VSiN 1230. It is true. Front facing, Dustin, you are a very positive guy. You're a beacon of hope.
You have me confused with someone else. What are you
stop.
talking about?
I mean, you're a little bitter off the air, but on the air, you're a very happy guy.
You know what? That's true. I'm gonna stand up and say that's true.
Look, if I project all of my negative thoughts and the dark cloud that's in my brain to the rest of the world, I won't have a job for long.
Right. VSiN's very popular, so there's multiple Twitter accounts that cover you guys, like media critics. And I saw good news for you that it looks like you're going to be back in the daily lineup soon, and you may be in one of those, big time spots. Is that what you're hearing?
Oh, half of that statement was news to me. Sure, I guess.
Are the rumors true?
The rumors that my show that we always said was going to be coming back in 2 weeks is coming back. Yes, it is coming back.
Yes, he's going to be back in the daily lineup. There was breaking news the other day, like, hey, Dustin's had a really good summer. Looks like he's going to break through and be part of the daily lineup. Here he was.
Yeah, I hate to break the news here. I have a show. It's called Cashing Out, and honored and thrilled to be back on it once, August comes around, which is, 2 days from now.
Yeah.
I'll be back on the air. Woo. Don't worry. Late night hanging out. I'm going to need a lot of – here's the problem, Steve and Adam. Now, Adam, you're built differently than everyone other than Matt Humans on the planet. I'm not a night person, and I pound coffee to get through that show, which means when I leave at 11 o'clock at night, I don't go to sleep till like 1 a.m. But the thing I've also learned this summer, getting to fill in on all the other day parts, I'm also not a morning person either. So I don't really know what that makes me.
There's a sweet spot. There's about a 4-hour zone. Dustin's got to do a show then.
For about 4 hours a day.
Okay, I want to talk baseball, college basketball, and then we'll get to a movie review. Hashtag stick to sports. I know we're going to anger the APD, America's program director. But first of all, I know you have action on the Brewers and some like crazy big parlay, but are you going to spec bet the Brewers in the hope that they get Scooble?
Yes, to some degree. I'd also say if you're going to bet the Brewers, why not, instead of going 4-1, 4.5-1 to win the NL, why not just go 9-1 to win the World Series? Because the hurdle is the Dodgers. So if you think that they can get past the Dodgers and win the NL, then you should believe that they can beat anyone from the American League, because the American League stinks this year. I think it has to be Milwaukee. I don't know if they do it. I don't know if they're willing to pull the trigger. I heard Steve Phillips on MLB Network Radio throw out a wild proposal where they were giving up 2 top prospects and Ashby out of the bullpen to become a starter with Detroit. It felt like a lot, but you know what? Everything is justified if you win a championship. We don't know what the landscape of baseball looks like going forward down the road. The Brewers always find guys, develop dudes, turn them into pros, turn them into all-stars. Believe in your system and your ability to find those next guys if you need to trade them. I firmly believe if the Brewers trade for Scooble, they are right there with the Dodgers, because they will have the leg up 1-2 with the starting pitchers in the rotation. I really want to see the Brewers just go for it, try and go for glory, get over the hump, and then once you get past the Dodgers, you should have an easy matchup on the other side in the World Series.
Wow. What is your monster parlay that you have the Brewers involved in?
I mean, it's ridiculous. I just do these cross-sport ones just to boost them up. So Brewers 9-1 World Series, and then I added Cam Norrie in tennis this week. I don't even know who that is, but he's minus $3, so we're adding him here. The Sixers to make the playoffs at minus 800. The Ohio State Buckeyes to make the college football playoff minus 320. And the Rams to make the playoffs minus 550. It basically just turns the Brewers from a 9-1 ticket to a 22-1 ticket.
You put an event this week with events that potentially will pay off like 8 months from now.
Yeah, then he can rebet it if Cam Norrie doesn't win the tennis tournament.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
How's Cam Norrie doing so far? Has it started?
Is Cam Norrie on? This is going to be a bad look. Is Cam Norrie a male or female tennis player?
I would assume male.
Betting expert Dustin Swedelson up on ESPN Las Vegas. By the way, you filling in on Mitch's show there, your tease board every day on social media is wonderful. It helps prep these interviews. What's the red flag on Ohtani MVP bets?
Well, there's a few elements at play here. The leg stuff is an issue. He's got a bicep injury. He's not playing tonight against Seattle. So it feels like for the Dodgers, who want a three-peat, their goal isn't Ohtani winning another MVP. He's won a few of them already. He'll win a couple more, but he's not pitching. And if he hits the IL for 2 weeks, I don't know if his numbers are all that great offensively that he should just run away with this award. And we've seen the market drop from, he was minus 1,800 a few weeks ago. He's all the way down to minus 135 at some places. And I saw some information out there on social media where these analytics nerds, because I'm not one of them, I actually watch the sports, they were putting out that Pete Crow Armstrong's defense is equal analytically to Shohei Ohtani pitching. So while Ohtani gets all this credit for pitching, and we've never seen anyone do this before, we also have to acknowledge he doesn't play the field, and PCA is an elite defensive outfielder. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't have a ticket on PCA to win the MVP, but I do think he has a very strong case right now with some of the ailments that are hitting Ohtani and him not pitching.
James, double checking. We have my spaghetti cut. Let's get that ready.
While we're looking for good news, Cam Newton is into the quarterfinals.
Okay. All right. You're in good shape.
Yeah.
You're in good shape. I do have to go back on your comment about how easy it's going to be with the Brewers going and playing the American League champion. What if Skubal lands in the American League? I'm hoping the Yankees block the Dodgers or the Brewers from getting Skubal. I wanted to run this one by you because I found this cut the other day. I mean, our vast sound crew did. Cam Schlittler was talking to Mookie Betts about playing in New York but not liking a staple of Italian food. Fire this.
I got shredded for I don't do pizza or bagels, and they almost practically disowned me.
New York did.
Yeah,
Don't
not a
you
pizza
like,
guy.
How come you don't like pizza?
I think it's the sauce. Like, I'm not a huge sauce guy, so that
So,
kind of
like,
ruins my chances on
Do you
pizza.
eat like spaghetti?
Not with the sauce.
So you just eat dry noodles?
Yeah, with butter.
This man eat dry noodles.
Well, I mean, it's butter. Cam Schlittler is he's like the bro dude.
Yeah.
As a Mets fan, you naturally should hate him anyway. Where are you on the spaghetti and the sauce take?
Okay, well, and I do like it. Marinara sauce is like when you go to a barbecue restaurant. You should usually order pulled pork, not brisket, because it's easier to find good pulled pork than it is to find good brisket. Marinara sauce is the same. A lot of places will tell you they have good red sauce. Actually, a lot of places in Vegas have great red sauce. My favorite is Casa de Amore. I don't know if they're a sponsor or not, but they should be after I just said that. I love a good red sauce. The problem is there's so many bad marinara sauces out there. So I get where he's coming from. Now, as far as spaghetti goes, I don't know if spaghetti's even a top 5 pasta. I'd argue it might be like closer to 10 than it is to 1. Where would you guys put spaghetti? If you're getting pasta, how high up on the board would be ordering actual spaghetti?
Adam?
I would never.
I'm well, if it was like the Klondike used to have like $2.99 all you can eat spaghetti at the location that was near Mandalay Bay, then I ate spaghetti. No, I'm actually, and Adam hates this, I'm actually special order guy on spaghetti. If there's a meal with spaghetti, I 100% will request anything other than spaghetti. I want penne, I want ziti, something with some mass.
Penne or ziti guy.
Are we on to something?
Yeah, well, it's three fat guys talking. We all want ziti or rigatoni. Like that is a classic thing. Also, I'll agree with Schlittler here. Fettuccine Alfredo, cheese sauce superior to marinara sauce. That is also another very fat statement being made.
I don't agree with you on that, but you do realize that Schlittler's conversation was talking about being shredded, which, again, let's go back. None of us are shredded or will be.
But we do have bodies built by pizza and bagels, so it would make sense.
God, your teases. Dustin Swedelson, VSiN 1230 The Game. It's unbelievable how easy this is. The latest episode of the VSiN College Football Betting Podcast, Dustin Swedelson discussed why he's betting this quarterback again to win the Heisman. Who is it?
Well, that tease is about a guy who's going to not win the Heisman, but I've bet him the last 2 years.
All right.
And I'm going to bet him again because on the chance that he somehow lives up to the potential, I will be upset that I don't have a little bit on him. That would be Kansas State quarterback Avery Johnson.
Wow.
He has really cool hair. He makes electric plays with his legs, but there's just always something missing from him. I just don't want to miss out on that. Now, my favorite Heisman bet on the entire board, and I don't really understand the number, because the two guys at the top of the board, C.J. Carr from Notre Dame, worthy. Arch Manning, I guess the last name makes him worthy. I'm not sure the production does. But Darian Mensah for Miami, 16-1. He plays on the biggest favorite to win a power conference this year. He is a 3-year starter after starting at Tulane, winning the ACC at Duke a year ago. Now he goes to Miami, a program that has had success with 2 straight transfer quarterbacks. Cam Ward became the number 1 pick in the draft. You had last year Carson Beck lead them to the national title game. They know how to get these guys up to speed. And more importantly, Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, his system, it maximizes the talent of whoever's under center. You combine it with the weapons he has. Malachi Toney, who's a superstar and a Heisman candidate in his own right. Cooper Barkate comes over from Duke, where he was a superstar number 1 receiver a year ago. They brought in a few transfers. And also, the Miami defense isn't going to be as dominant as a year ago. I think there could be a few more higher scoring games. And Mensa, with all of his experience combined with everything I just said, is in the perfect position to have a monster season. Miami's going to the playoffs, and if he does what I think he's going to do, he's going to be invited to New York at the end of the season.
Last 2 minutes here, and we'll save most of these for future appearances if you'll come on the show again. I saw you tweet about PJ Fleck, who I am not a big fan of, and you took a shot at his motivational quotes. I don't see Minnesota on a list of over-under win total plays. I wonder what you think of Minnesota. But how about Kentucky? Are you high in Kentucky? But certainly comment on Fleck first.
Well, Fleck, he spends a lot of time looking up motivational quotes and scenarios to inspire people. You know, it would be really inspirational? Having a good game plan and winning football games. How about developing an offense? Now, I'll say this. I actually like his young quarterback, Drake Lindsay. I think he's got a lot of upside. But for a guy who has, like, so much attention to detail with his suits and what poster he's going to go get made down at Staples to put on the wall in the hallway on the way to their workout room, I think it's weird that they don't win more football games. But on Kentucky, give me over 4.5 wins. This number's crazy. Their quarterback, Kenny Minchie, was at Notre Dame a year ago. A lot of Notre Dame beat writers told me that they thought he played better than C.J. Carr in camp and should have won the job. Well, C.J. Carr's the favorite for Heisman. Minchie must be pretty awesome. Plus Will Stein, his track record. Turned Bo Nix into a first-rounder, Dylan Gabriel into a third-rounder. People didn't see those guys as NFL quarterbacks where they got to Oregon. And then last year, Dante Moore, a cast-off from UCLA, looks like a superstar and a potential top-5 pick. I think the offense is going to be so much better, and they won 5 games with no offense a year ago. Give me over 4.5 on the Cats.
I like that you feel you have inside information on with that Minchie point. Tim Murray didn't tell you that, did he?
No, I had beat writers on my own show, but they also were on Tim's show as well.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't blame you for being high on Minchie. The CJ Carr thing, he was playing better than him. Holy crap! All right, my friend.
That's crazy.
So you, well, we can't say you're going to be in the daily lineup because nothing's been announced, and I think you guys usually announce like third week of August on the whole deal for football season. So we're looking forward to hearing you on 5 days a week.
I am. According to the reports you're telling me, apparently I'm getting a big fat deal. I can't wait to hear it.
Well, there's a lot of media reporters who cover VSiN, so that's the word out there. Dustin, thank you for joining us.
All right, be good, boys.
There he is, Dustin Swedelson. Bring in the gleam. See, there's like a hopefulness to it.
Yeah.
There's funniness to it. It's not just X's and O's and numbers and bitterness complaining about losing bets. He has fun. He loses most of his bets.
I thought you were going to ask him about his about posting photos of food.
Sometimes when we tease the show, we just kind of throw something out there we're thinking about. That's 6 hours ago.
I was gonna actually call him out though because he was on vacation. He wasn't posting food photos. He was posting outfit of the day photos.
He's quite dapper.
Okay.
Do you want to steal his bit?
Post outfit of the day?
Would you like to do outfit of the day?
I mean, I think it was when he was in Cabo. It was very similar to my
really?
outfits in Cabo, I think.
I missed that. All right. Well, Dustin Swedelson up on Twitter. We come back. We'll close out with a couple of notes from UNLV football practice today, day 2.
I'm attorney Paul Powell. A lot of lawyers promise a lot of things. No fee unless we win. The consults are free. Of course they offer that stuff. All lawyers do that. But will they promise not to take more money than you at the end of your case? No. When you call me, that answer's yes. I'll never take more money than you, and I put it in writing.
Call 728-5500 or go to paulpowell.com.
I really can help.
Paul Powell. More lawyer, less fee.
Some restrictions apply.
The lights are on, the night is young. That's Las Vegas Ballpark. Every night, your Aviators take the field. The Tacoma Rainiers, affiliate of the Seattle Mariners, are rolling into town to take on your Aviators. And here's the lineup. Reyes de Plata Tuesday, Park on the Berm Wednesday, $2 beer night Thursday, huge fireworks on Friday, the Mr. Beast sock giveaway Saturday, and Sunday is family night. Free parking, great food, affordable fun, and a night out you'll be talking about tomorrow. Aviators Baseball. Life's just better at Las Vegas Ballpark.
Raider Nation football's back. Join us August 11th at Allegiant Stadium for Raiders Open Practice. See the team in action and get ready for kickoff. Tickets are just $5 benefiting the Raiders Foundation. Get yours now at Raiders.com/open practice.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Hi, this is Brennan, General Manager at Land Rover Las Vegas. At Land Rover, we don't just build vehicles, we craft icons. And right now, you can drive the legendary Defender for just $899 per month. Bold design, unmatched capability, refined British luxury that commands attention from Summerlin to the Strip. Whether you're heading to the golf course or escaping to the mountains, the Defender elevates every journey. Inventory is limited, so visit Land Rover Las Vegas today and elevate your lifestyle.
On for credit, see store for details.
High internet costs? Cell phone bill going up? Streaming services you forgot you had? What if someone fixed that for you? Radiant Star Checking at West Star Credit Union includes bill negotiation experts who can lower your monthly bills and cancel subscriptions you don't need. That alone could cover the $7 monthly benefits fee. Visit weststar.org/RadiantStar to learn more.
Radiant Star Checking has a $7 monthly benefits fee. Activation required. Terms and conditions apply. Share savings with a minimum balance and membership eligibility is required to become a member. Insured by NCUA.
If you need to sell your house,
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
you want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Hey Nevada, I'm Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up with Aaron Taylor taught me that nobody negotiates harder or gets seller's top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help with repairs, moving, bills, or whatever you need most. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? No problem. We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing. Just a straightforward offer, and in many cases, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. And if you're renting, ask me about My Buy Bank. You'll receive a $2,000 credit plus 10% of your monthly rent, all to use toward the purchase of your next home. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty, license number 38886. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Richard Harris Law Firm.
From everywhere they call in, Carson City, Carlin, Winnemucca, Elko, Sparks, and Vegas. All those wins have made us famous.
When they're injured, more Nevadans turn to the Richard Harris Law Firm. Because no one knows Nevada like we do. Call 444-4444.
Henderson, Reno, West Wendover. Call us up. We'll talk things over. And don't forget Pahrump.
Cofield and Company presents Grab Bag on ESPN Las Vegas.
Back time, but we'll really use it to serve as a good wrap on today's show on UNLV football day 2. Dan Mullen spoke on day 1. Mike Shear, who is very much welcome back, former DC, now the linebacker coach, he spoke today. Earlier, we played some bites, and these will all be up on social at Steve Cofield, at UNLV All Access, at ESPN Las Vegas, at LV Sports Network, at Cofield and Company. There's a lot of handles, and that's just Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. So earlier we played some bites from Shear talking about the veteran linebackers returning, Blessing Alualu, Tula Motu, and Cam. I always screw up these names. Kayahua.
Not easy.
They have some veterans in who haven't been with the program, and one of the intriguing guys is the dude who's bumping up, and he even put it that way. And said, hey, this is my goal. There'll be some Cam Santee video up sooner than later. But Mike Shear was talking about Cam Santee, who's in from Holy Cross, who has a really good chance to establish himself as one of the main linebackers.
Very productive, has a lot of experience in his career. And is a kid who is long, has a lot of range and a lot of athleticism, long arms. He's a physical kid, and he's a smart kid, obviously coming from Holy Cross. So he's got all the tools, and he had all the tools to go make 110 tackles last year. And we're working on making those tools a little bit better, fine-tuning his mind to be able to understand the game of football the way he needs to. And once he does that, I mean, he's going to be a very dangerous player in this league just because of his skill set.
Other dude in camp who's brought in from Clemson. So you're going down to Holy Cross, you're going up to Clemson, is D. Creighton, very mature kid. Here's Scheer talking about Creighton just in terms of his knowledge of the position.
A guy like D. Creighton, you've got experience in taking power fours who didn't get a ton of playing time at their previous stop, like Woodard. What does Creighton have, and what are you seeing so far that he's going to be able to make that transition and get a lot of playing time here and excel?
Incredibly smart football player, understands the big picture of the defense, and understands what it requires to communicate and get people lined up. He understands his job as a linebacker, right? Your job as a linebacker is to take control of the whole field and make sure everything is right, and he's very good at that. And then also has experience from being at Clemson. So you're in those big-time situations. When you step out on the field, it's no longer a nervous situation. You're ready to go. You understand what it's like. So those guys have a little bit of a advantage in just that experience piece, but also his mind, his mental is way ahead of where most people are in his position, and that allows him to play the position of linebacker the way it's supposed to be played.
Be real interesting tracking the ones and the twos to see where guys were playing and where guys slot in. And by the way, last year linebacker was fluid throughout the year. McDuffie played most of the time, then had some bumps and bruises, but they have a good collection of players. It's funny, you've covered a lot of football camps. I've covered a lot of football camps. I find myself so often as I'm tracking what's going on, I get excited about kind of things that I don't know that people really care about, and then I tweet it out and I'm like, I don't know. Does anyone I get so fired up to track the offensive line.
Yeah, like me with the kicker and long snapper.
That's why I wanted to ask you, are there times where you're like, okay, I can't do kicker note for the 5th straight day?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't care doing it. I love it.
People want the information. The hardcores want the information. We're up against it. We are out of here, right? We are gonzo. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Thanks, Adam.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Summer can be messy, but lunch doesn't have to be. Let Port of Subs Catering handle the food so you can enjoy the fun.
Slice fresh sandwiches.